Guys, are we live, dude? Like, I can't even see. I'm like wearing a blindfold right now, dude. Oh, there we go. Ah, fuck it. Why not? Why not? It's been a little bit since we've done shit like this. You're all gonna fucking hate me, but you know what? Let's do it! Let's fucking go! Here we go. Woo! Fuck that bitch! Just a steel town girl on a Saturday night, looking for the fight of her life. In the real time, well, no one sees her at all. They all say she's crazy, locking rhythms to the beat of her heart, changing movement into light. She has danced into the danger zone when the dancer becomes a dance. It can cut you like a knife if the gift becomes the fire, on a wire between will and what will be. She's a maniac, maniac on the floor, and she's dancing like she's never danced before. She's a maniac, maniac on the floor, and she's dancing like she's never danced before. On the ice blue line of insanity, it's a place most never see. It's a hard one place of mystery, touch it but can't hold it. You work all your life for that moment in time, it could come or pass you by. It's a push world, but there's always a chance if the hunger stays the night. There's a cold kinetic heat, struggling, stretching for the beat, never stopping with her head against the wind. She's a maniac, maniac at your door, and she's dancing like she's never danced before. She's a maniac, maniac, I should know, and she's dancing like she's never danced before. Lower your voice. Sorry, guys. Dude, I'm just pumped. I'm fucking pumped. Woo! Shit, I hit it so hard. Like so. So my mouse. Woo! It can cut you like a knife if the gift becomes the fire, on a wire between will and what will be. She's a maniac, maniac at your door, and she's dancing like she's never danced before. She's a maniac, maniac, I should know, and she's dancing like she's never danced before. Maniac, maniac, oh. Woo! Woo! Yeah! Dude, fuck this bitch, dude. We're dude, it's so fucking over. It's so fucking over. Okay, look, I know. So this is what art commentary does to a man.
Dude, fuck you, Gax. Fuck you. You got raped by Limus, okay? We are winning, okay? We won. What's up, J7? It's been a while. The most effort he's put into a stream. Man, fuck you, zombie. End stream, Carolyn. No, fuck you. Stop peeking your mic. What do you mean I'm peeking my mic? It's like a fucking like foot away. I can't even fucking do anything. You know, it's just right there. It's like, what the fuck, dude? It's just right there. I'm not even. Thank God it's over, man. Fuck you. No, fuck all of you, dude. It's been 10 days. You know, I haven't like made any streams because I've been trying to snipe other bitches. But you know how it is. You know how it is. I couldn't handle hearing a seagull anymore. You mean a voice of an angel? I think that is a heavy auto-corrected. Heavy misclick, if I say. New song? Dude, I'm not doing a new song. You guys gotta get, like... Not for free. If you guys want to have your ears bleed, make sure to dono. Dude, you know what? No. Look. I have specifically... saved all the KP shit for like one stream, but I do want to like cope real quick. So you see, Courtney Pete, I haven't streamed for a few days because I've been trying to snipe that bitch, right? I've been trying to snipe fucking Courtney Pete, and you know what? I went to the server because like they were already like a day or two late, right? Saying that because they wanted to do a stream bitching and moaning and complaining. So I went to the server, right, to see maybe she had some cope for her community, right? Maybe she had some cope. And then I go in there. Dude, she forgets who I am because she's just like, intro and ages rolls or don't stay, please and think. Right? And I'm like, okay, I do it. It's like, oh, a Beckett troll. Nah. Dude, fuck this bitch. Alright, she sucks. She's evil. She's fucking evil, man. And then like, fuck, dude. Fuck. I get slandered. I get slandered as a Beckett troll. Dude, you know what's actually fucked up about that? You know what's genuinely fucked up about the whole Beckett troll thing? Dude, I've been going at Courtney Pete for like 2 months before Beckett even got involved, dude. Dude, fuck that guy. I hate that he keeps like getting credit for like, shit that I'm doing. That is so fucked, bro. I was poking and prodding at Courtney for like a month or two, and I'm the troll for Beckett? I worked for... Dude, he didn't even want to get involved because it could give Lily an out or whatever the fuck, right? Whatever. Which, I mean, it wasn't kind of wrong because then we saw that stream 10 days ago. She just used it to victory lap for like the allegations, whatever, right? But point is, right, I struck first. And she is crediting the man who was simply given the receipts. This is fucked, okay? We need justice, okay? We need fucking justice. I want Courtney to call in. Fuck her. No. But then like Yen, goes in there and goes, gulp, cool place. Okay, so what's Beckett want? What's that he's sending his trolls? Dog, I went under there on my own volition. Okay? My own volition. Beckett did not send me, bro. I just love fucking with notmom on discord.com, okay? That's what I love doing. I came in here on my own accord because it seemed nice, smile emoji. Sure. Dude, this was so touched. This was so fucking touched. Dude, I fucking... No. Courtney Pete fucking sucks. She's running, okay? She's fucking running, and we can't have it. We can't have it anymore. Let's go to my channel because it's awesome. That's not what I try to type. I swear to God. But, like, Courtney Casey Pete. Dude, this bitch, she's running, okay? She's fucking running, all right? Since it bothers so many people when I use my channel to spout my opinion and my complaints, why don't we do another? Get in, losers. We're going complaining stream tomorrow evening. See you there. But where's the stream, Courtney? Where's the stream? This was 2 weeks ago. You did another stream bitching and complaining. But, like, I don't know. Like, I guess that could be funny to watch. I'll save that for later. But, like, where's the stream, Courtney? Dude. I stand with fucking Rainy Rouge 5123 with what happened, bro. What happened, man? What happened? Dude, it's fucked. It's so fucked. But, dude, but then, art is supposed to make you uncomfortable. See, this is what she says after 4 days of consistent running. She goes, art is supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's just an excuse for people to make graphic depictions of rape. Gang rape, victim blaming, etc., and call it art instead of a confession. Just because it's a cartoon doesn't mean you didn't just draw a gang rape scene of your own volition. Like, fuck off, you suck. Like, what is this? What is this? So, a confession. A confession to what? You think that artists, when they draw like rape scenes, that's just because they rape people in real life? Is that the fucking standard we're at, Courtney? And is that what you decided to type out while you fucking ran? You fucking ran! You sexually talked to a 14-year-old, you fucking piece of shit! There's no wonder why she's running, okay? Dude, she fucking ran because,
The 14-year-old came to me saying, what if I was broken, you know? What if I was like, you know, am I broken for not having an orgasm?
and this 28-year-old Courtney was like, grab a blanket and have a mirror check down there, and relayed sex ed advice, dude. Dude! What the fuck? Dude. It's so fucked. It's so fucked. It's just, dude, she's coping, dude. Dude, oh gosh, she's the one coping, dude. She's the one coping. Dude, I'm just saying, I would have went live a whole lot sooner if she actually, you know, was the internet badass like she proclaims to be. You know,
I don't really realistically care about what people think. You know, I just do my own thing, right? You know, I'm a badass, okay? I'm something of a tough guy.
And then just fucking runs and privates your Twitter account and, like, you know, gets paranoid that people join your Discord. I guess it's just that uncommon. I guess barely anyone joins, so it's gotta be an op. That's... Dude. Fuck, dude. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Autumn? Oh, what's up, what's up, Topaz? Oh, what's up, everybody? What's up, Red? What's up? Yeah, you know, sorry, Courtney makes me rage. Anyways. Look, basic thing, right? Basic thing to relay, though. I fully intend to go over all the KP content that's out in one stream. Will it take us forever? Probably. Because I'm a bit of a derailer, I can't lie, right? But we are starting from their response, and then we're going to talk about their community posts, the hidden stuff, the fucking strikes, and if I feel enough stamina, we'll go over the Barbie call. Because I wanted to try to condense this all into one thing. What's up, Meadow? Nice costume? Thanks. But yes, you see, admittedly, even though I think Courtney has a lot more interesting and damning things to talk about, she's kind of running. She's kind of being a little dry in my DMs right now, so I can't really do anything with that. She just kind of dipped. I just was like, I just want to ask some questions, then she runs, dude. Like, it's whatever. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, here we go, buddy. Here we fucking go. Starting from the beginning. You know what? Let's speed this shit up. We're gonna be here like all night, dude. Fuck. Alright, here we go.
This video discusses sensitive topics, including grooming, power dynamics, and online harassment. Viewer discretion is advised. 18 plus content warning. Do not harass anyone discussed in this video. Hi everyone.
Yeah?
Welcome to the video. For those who don't know me, I'm the
Turn
YouTuber
down the volume.
IloveKimPossibleAlot, which is a very long name,
You are?
but I'm known as KP on online spaces. I mostly do Disney and cartoon and media analysis, but we aren't here for that today. Today we're here to talk about another video I did recently that didn't go over so well. The video was intended to be a conversation about problematic behaviors in online spaces, community safety, especially concerning children, and my own experiences regarding certain YouTubers and content creators named in this video. However, even the best of intentions can go awry, and it's safe to say that mine certainly did.
Yeah, but why would you put your personal experiences in like a internet safety PSA? Like, I guess, like, what I mean by that, right? If it relates to the PSA, right, as an example, sure. But at the same time, the examples that you gave and the experiences you had nothing to do with it. It's like, it's your own petty, squabbles. Like, how does, picking a fight with Saber because of a disagreement you have anything to do with internet safety, if that's what you're really trying to say it was, It was a PSA for internet safety. What the fuck does Saber Spark have to do with, like, children's safety? See, it just doesn't really make sense. Does it? It's just, she's a birch. Yeah. Reminder, this was gonna be a collab. Fuck! Dude, I wish I could have been on that collab.
Causing unintended harm and confusion in a situation where clarity and resources are paramount. The video in question went live on my channel in May earlier this year, being removed within hours of upload since I understood the message did not come off as what I intended. I haven't yet spoken on the issue publicly, choosing to take time and space to be able to address legitimate concerns of the video with a clear head and level emotions. For those of you who still have no idea what I'm talking about, earlier this year I released a video about the online actions of DA Games associates Chris Deficionados and Will Ryan, another YouTuber named Steven, or SaberSpark, and the association between them that creates a dangerous space for minors minors to occupy. Included in the video was my own testimony.
Yeah, so like, what does Saber have to do with that? You got like a baseless rape allegation. You're just talking about like, it's just so scuffed. Yeah, it's so scuffed, bro. What the hell?
Interactions with Stephen, as well as third-party testimony of additional interactions with Stephen. The third-party testimony includes accusations of SA from a person named Emily, accusations I platformed on video that in hindsight wasn't suited for testimony that heavy. Some other notable issues that were pointed out about my video was the tone. The general consensus was that the tone throughout the video was jokey and that I came across as making light of some serious accusations and conversations, as well as my social media postings leading up to the release of the video. My postings came across as bragging, clout chasing, and once again, that I was making light of a serious situation. I'd like to firstly apologize for anyone who was hurt by my tone, both throughout the video and on my socials. My joking and memeing was contained to my own experiences as I deal with my own trauma that way. I make dark jokes and make light of my own situations, something I didn't realize was not universal and might come off as if the tone pertained to anyone's experiences that weren't my own. And I do want people to understand that it was directed at my own experiences, but I'm sorry that it didn't translate properly. Another thing I'd like to personally address is Courtney Pete and her treatment of another CSA survivor in the live chat of the video premiere. I've spoken to both Courtney and the affected individual, apologize on Courtney's behalf, and going forward, since she doesn't want to apologize herself, I'm cutting public ties with her.
See, this is actually very interesting. This is very interesting to me. Because you see, out of all the reasons, right? Out of all the reasons to cut off Courtney, right? Out of all the reasons to give her shit, that's very interesting considering she already did a stream, like, you know, addressing things. And, like, already taking accountability for that one specific thing. You would think, right? You would think it would be about, like, you know, the talking sexually with minors thing. But apparently no. Like, I mean, her directed sourced reasoning was she didn't apologizing for offending CSA victims when it's just bizarre because that is literally one of the things that she did do. Like, I don't like Courtney, but I mean, we all watched that, like, response stream of, like, you know, Courtney on my stuff. Like, you know, it's like, that was one of the things that she actually did apologize to. It's very interesting out of all the reasons you had to pick that you picked the one thing she actually took accountability for as a reason to, like, sever ties. Very, very interesting stuff. Very interesting. But yeah.
Well, I can't control the actions of another grown individual. I can control how and if she is associated with my work and channel. Now I'd like to take some
Wow, Ace reminds me of someone else reminds me. What do you mean? What do you mean, buddy? She's lying about cutting ties. If you have proof for that, I would love that in the Discord.
time to go over my original intentions of the video. The conversation I wanted to start in the message that fell short. Steven, or Saberspark, employs an editor by the name of Chris, who owns a Discord server. Chris is also employed by Will, who owns the DA Games Discord server. There are a lot of names to keep track of, I know. Will has a passive posting pornographic, racist, incestuous, and anti-Semitic content in both his and Chris's servers. His own server, the DA Games server, having children as young as 11, maybe younger, with access to these posts. Not only do children as young as the game server having children as young as 11.
Let's see. By the way, I'm 11. XD, you're fine, though. I'm 2 years older, lel. But, see, I called your age out higher. You'd think that kind of stands out as older than your age, right? Yikes. I don't know. That person, I guess, should just be banned. I mean,
They're breaking Discord TOS.
oh, God, it's 9 ticks. Ah! It's over.
11, maybe younger, with access to these posts. Not only do children as young as 11 have access to this content, but there are also children as young as 12 given mod status. The same server also has a man accused of and arrested of child grooming. This is Will's own views on how children should be interacted with.
Okay, so it has been brought to my attention that there are 3 names, I'm not going to name them, who have been abusing our mod. Again, no name, but I'm pretty sure you know who you guys are. Calling out fuck that, because of age, they shouldn't be allowed. Time and time again, I can't believe I have to keep mentioning this, but mods are placed not on age, but maturity. Imagine if we took a 41-year-old who acted 5 and a 12-year-old who acts 26. Well, let me tell you that has happened and will happen periodically, not in the server, but life itself. It's not about age. It is indeed about the level of maturity. Now, why?
Honestly, this 13-year-old is pretty mature for their age, so I gave them mod status. They were really nice to talk to. I talked to them about, like, lots of things, you know, life lessons and shit. Like, no, fuck.
Online, with
That's
some 12-year-olds are more mature than some 40-year-olds. I'd like to point out that this is groomer mentality. This is the same sort of language used to make a child feel special and grown up when receiving inappropriate attention from grown people online or off.
I don't really know too much about the DA game stuff, and I know it's, like, shaky just to take her word, but I will say, yeah, that is a bit sus. that is a bit sus, I can't lie.
Not to mention that Discord's own terms of service state that the users must be 13 to even be on the platform, terms Will and Chris seem to be happy to help children break. How and why does this pertain to Steven? Well, frankly, I see an issue with the content creator employing someone who directly contributes to inappropriate interactions with children online by providing a space where it's normalized, welcome, and defended. Who directly contributes to inappropriate interactions with children.
How does he directly contribute? Just because, like, he happens to be a mod or something? That's so... I don't know, because I don't know everything Chris has done. I know, like, the thing that KP keeps talking about, like the joke that he made, but it's like, if you're just a mod, right? Like, if... I don't know, like, I can't, like, imagine realistically, right? Like, if I fucked up in the server, and then, like, people realistically go into people like Lucas or YOLO in my server being like, how fucking dare you? Alright? How fucking dare you just sit by and let this happen? How? How could you be so fucking evil? I don't know, it's just a bit bizarre. Bit weird to focus it on them. But whatever.
Online by providing a space where it's normalized, welcome, and defended. I see an even bigger issue when that content creator has a history of posturing himself against child predators as being the voice that calls them out, but is fine to employ people who do this very thing he himself has condemned in the past. And it isn't as if Steven has no idea that this was going on under his nose. I myself had reached out to him directly and through at least 2 different people to look into the issue and do something about it. Despite my repeated efforts to bring this issue to his attention, Steven
let's see, yeah.
never spoke to me or commented on the issue. Meanwhile, he was supposedly talking to someone else about the same issue with a third party. Not to mention the fact that Chris himself has admitted to and bragged about a literal sex crime that Steven brushed off third party. Not to mention the fact that Chris himself has admitted to and
Okay, so Saberspark's editor roomed with a co-ed group of friends at a con, saw one girl had left her lingerie on the bathroom floor, bragged to all their peers that they masturbated on their... Okay. Yeah, but dude, okay. He made that up. That's why it's a joke, because it's not based on reality. So it's not a sex crime if it didn't happen. Like, what? Like, no, he didn't actually masturbate into her panties. It was yeah, you could say it was a distasteful joke, right? But it didn't happen. Calling that a sex crime is so fucking disingenuous. Fuck me, man.
bragged about a literal sex crime that Steven brushed off as a sex joke. It should also be noted that in all of Steven's responses to the allegations, he has still not spoken on, condemned, or cut ties with Chris, Will, or DA Games. And once again, for someone who not very long ago had plenty to say on whether Gabriel Brown was or wasn't a groomer, that child predator.
I rarely get involved in these things, but my reputation's worth anything at all. Then I'll use it to say the following. It was all on the level. You're right, Claire had a crush on Gabe, but Gabe never reciprocated until she was around 20 or so. It's weird, but it was legal. Okay? Yeah, I mean, that it is weird, but like, I don't know. Both, okay. Yeah, they're okay.
Online is terrible, and he himself has been abused as a child. It seems odd that he has nothing to say about his own employees.
Why would you throw that in his face?
You were abused as a child, Steven, so why aren't you dealing with Chris?
Child predation, even to condemn it, let alone him excusing masturbation onto a stranger's clothes, a biohazard, and sexual harassment as a joke. And now on to Emily. In regards to Emily's testimony and accusations against Steven, she has released her own video that will be linked in the comments, and I encourage people to go watch it and hear her story from her own mouth. While I don't regret believing someone, I do understand that I wasn't the best equipped to be the person breaking a story like that to the public for the first time. When it came to other people's coverage of the situation, whether or not they had spoken to me in person, a lot of my intent with the video and what I chose to platform in it was assumed. Concerns to me that are still much legitimate were and continue to be brushed off as clout chasing or jealous woman scorn mentality. People who have never spoken to me or heard my side of anything spoke with absolute authority on my intentions and desires.
That's bullshit. No, because people did speak to you. In fact, I could name a couple people that did. Beckett did. Slug did. Even fucking apparently mysterious Mr. Enter fucking somehow. Lazy bedhead. And yeah, once you have said your intentions, in fact, even in the Slug interview, you talk about having like a malicious bias. Like you have like a bad faith interpretation. You did have a bias against your narrative. That's why like you went harder on Saberspark because you didn't like him. It's not assuming your intentions. We're going off of your own words. It's not everyone's fault that they're going off of your own words to describe your own actions. That's not assuming. That's just what happened.
and people who did speak to me in person painted our conversations in a different light when presenting them to our own respective audiences. This led to a good number of people speaking down to me, harassing me, and sending me death threats largely based on the assumption that I was a bitter, jealous, stupid woman targeting an innocent, successful, intelligent man for the sin of not dating me. To which I...
Okay, so newbie YT channel, okay. The Chris joke, right? She found out like 2 to 3 years later after it happened. The confrontation was apparently like 10 years ago. And I'm not gonna lie, right? Yeah, I think she has every right to be disgusted by it. Sure. But he didn't make the joke around her presence. He didn't really make the joke really, like, I don't know. Like I said, when I said this the first time, right? If I found out that some people said that they were making jokes about, like, you know, fucking jacking off to me, like, and they're saying that in, like, a different call, I don't see that as a public call out. I may personally be like, if I am genuinely disgusted, I'll be like, yeah, I mean, just gonna step back from you guys. But other than that, it's like a public call out for something like that is just wild. I don't really understand that mindset, especially over just something that was distasteful. Now, if they're going to be around me and like make jokes about like that, then I would just have a conversation, be like, hey, I don't really like that. Like, obviously, if we're all just being civil. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is such a weird thing to not only hold a grudge for 13 years, especially after he's apologized and taken accountability for it, but to also use it as, like, you know, fuel to go specifically at Saberspark. It's a very fucking bizarre thing. Cartoon, she didn't speak to her, by the way. Yeah, it's awful. Awful stuff. How could he, bro? How could he? Yeah. His space, for examples are me inside, two people who verifiably did or have tried talking to her. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like, I mean, fuck, there was a point even I tried to get a hold of her. She's not that easy to get a hold of. So it's like, it is what it is. Like, fuck, dude, if you really cared about people not assuming your intentions, talk to Falgi, talk to Beckett again. Like, go at it. Explain yourself again. See how that goes. You can't say, I don't like people assuming what I'm saying, but then, like, don't, like, you know, refuse to talk to people who are people that are trying to find out what you're saying. It's fucked. It's fucked. Raven is jorking it right now to this. That's awesome. That's awesome, dude. That's great.
I'd like to respond by saying, Steven, I'm just not that into you. The same brush was used to paint over Emily's accusations and intentions, with even less people speaking to Emily herself. More can be learned about her experiences in the video linked below. Steven, however, was given grace, room to respond, and direct personal support from the same people claiming to be an objective voice of reason throughout the situation. When given his own testimony on the accusations leveled against him, his own lapses in memory are not painted as proof of malicious lie. His own incorrect recollection of events, as proved by the screenshots he himself provided, are not painted as proof of a malicious lie.
I mean, you say you pulled away from her for the next few months, but I mean,
I will say that's also an interesting revision of history, because, like, for an example that you use, right? Let's go back to it, right? The coverage of others, right? The examples that you give: Cartoon Sheet and Mysterious Mr. Enter. So, Mysterious Mr. Enter actually started being against Saber because they talked to Emmy. Like, we all saw that publicly, but then he was lied to by Emmy. Which obviously you would lean more to, okay, Saber was probably the one telling the truth if this woman lied to me. Dude. Then we got Cartoon Sheet, which, I mean, you did fuck up. Honestly, it's the most surface, like, I don't really have any issues with Cartoon Sheet, but, like, at this time with how early this was, right, I think it's fair to say this was, like, the most surface level criticisms. Because it was literally in the moment. This was, like, in the moment when this video came out. And it's like, he was critiquing more of your presentation. And I think, like, he still had, like, an objective, like, thing. It was like, we don't know if it's true or not, but the way how you went about it is just fucking ridiculous. Which, yeah, it was. It was a criticism of you. It's not like, you know, like, fucking sweeping for Steven. It's gay. Catch a space. Yo, what's up, Anya? Dude, wait, why would you say catch? Are you trying to kill me? Hold on. No. I got scared for a second. I got scared. Also, what's up, Cloudy? What's up, buddy? That's because he was incorrect and was the actual evidence support to correct himself. Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. See, like, that's why he swapped sides, because I'm not shaming him for it, right? But he did go about it, like, I would say, like, I gotta give it to him. He did go about it responsibly. Yeah, he did believe someone a little bit too much at first, sure, that's fine, right? That happens. It happens to all of us sometimes, you know? But when he found out that mistake, he corrected it and owned up to it, which, yeah, obviously, yeah, you're gonna respect. I just don't like how she's framing it like this was like the only coverage he made. Because, like, that's malicious. That is genuinely what that is. It is malicious. He didn't get it. Dude, why is my character just really loving, like, you know, this hairstyle, dude? Dude. Why does her character look as ugly as possible in every art I see? No, you see, the better question is, I think, why does her character look better on everybody else covering her, dude? Like, it's like a weird effect, you know? It's a little bizarre. It's a little weird. It's evil.
And direct personal support from the same people claiming to be an objective voice of reason throughout the situation. When given his own testimony,
Yeah,
correct.
fucking malicious.
Pulled away from her for the next few months, but I mean, because I've seen your DMs with her.
Yep.
So if you pulled away from her, I mean, it wouldn't be for months, Sober. It would
Not
be,
months. I would say. I mean, I'd say November. No, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm getting my the increments wrong. But I would say for the rest of November.
His own admission of trying to force a woman to take a pregnancy test against her will is not seen as a violation of consent, privacy, and bodily autonomy, but instead as a horrible event he was made a victim of by the girl he had targeted.
Into the convention on a Sunday.
Oh my God.
I remember going over to her hotel, being like, I'm like, we have to get this test. I need to know the answer before I head home, just so I can know what's going on. I got the pregnancy test, came back, and I'm like, please, can you take this? And she goes, okay, you know, because it was time's up, and she
Forcing her to take it. Please just take this. That's insane.
she said, okay,
Really
I'll do it.
gunpointy.
She took it, and it was negative. And I remember afterwards, I was like almost dumbstruck.
I mean, you can call them both, like, okay, with Saber and the woman, you could call them both, like, idiots, like, if they had unprotected sex, right? And it's like, oh, there's consequences to this, but I don't really see anything wrong with seeing if, you know, the sex did end up to having a child. You know how fucking life-altering a child would be? That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, so, like, obviously, a test is very valid to do. Because that's the next 20 years of your life that you're going to have to, like, you know, put aside just for, like, you know, a kid. And maybe you weren't even planning to do it. Maybe it was just one, you know, spicy night. That's all it took. So it's like, I don't really see anything, yeah, like, wrong with, like, you know, asking the girl that you had sex with to take a fucking test. Are you kidding me? And, like, yeah, please take it. Yeah, I do. I love how, like, he, you know, forced her into the bathroom, forcefully bought this stuff, right? And then forcefully, like, you know, shoved it up her to to test it. Dude, I just love how that all definitely 100% happened. Nah, dude, it's awful.
With relief. At that point, I started forming this opinion in my head where I'm like, did she just baby scare me to keep me in her life? That was the emotion surging through my head, along with relief.
Admissions of being where he was accused of being and when are not painted as plausibility that what he is accused of is true. Instead, is painted as proof that he's telling the truth and the accused victim is lying for clout. For objective coverage of what was supposed to be a serious situation, there seems to be a lot of sweeping for Steven. Standards that myself and Emily were.
There seems to be a lot of malicious framing and history revision on your end, bro. That's fucking insane.
And continue to be held to are not standards that he needs to meet. So moving forward, how can we, as the online community, do better?
How
What
can
changes
we do
make to
better?
improve child safety? Or
I don't know, maybe don't fucking suck. Like, how can we do better? Maybe never touch a rape story again? Maybe you specifically. How can we do better? Yeah, how about you just don't fucking make commentary videos? I mean, yeah, you can go for it. It'd be fun. It's funny to laugh at you. But, like, oh my God, you're horrible at it. You're so fucking horrible at it. Dude, you took, like, one of the hardest things to handle online, and not only fumbled it, but fucked it so severely. You fucked it so insanely that no one's gonna take you seriously ever again. It's amazing. That's actually insane. Fuck me.
Or fandom spaces? What kind of conversations should we be having? How about power dynamics in fandom spaces and the people that abuse them? Creators turning their fan bases into dating pools? Grooming behaviors passed off as normal internet interactions? These were the kinds of
Dude, you know what? You should handle the Rockstar community, dude. I heard that these people are psychos, man. These rock stars, first, they make music, and then they go to these things, scary things called concerts. And then there's lots of women that will be like, oh my God, have sex with me, oh my God. We call them groupies, and they're very scary. It's actually horrific that these rock stars are turning their fandoms into, like, you know, fucking dating pools. I say that all the time. Actually, that's like my catchphrase. That's like, I don't really like when rock stars turn their fucking concerts into dating pools, man. It's fucked up. It's actually insane. Yeah, concerts more like CNC certs, bro. It's fucked. Like, it's actually messed up when it goes on there, man. Like, these people will go into the private room and do stuff. Yeah, groupies? Dude, it's fucked. It's fucked. No, it's... Dude, this is so dumb. But you know who does think that, there is a person, speaking of rock stars, apparently, one of your besties had no issue with, like, a guy having sex with a groupie as long as she flashed herself. Just didn't ask if, like, they wanted to have sex, just, because that was implied enough. You had a best buddy who did that. That was interesting. That was, that was pretty cool. You saw that call and was like, yeah, we should, we should have that in my Saber video. That is a good example. That is a great example of implied consent. We're just gonna flash Rockstar people. Oh yeah, sex. Yeah, dude. I don't really care. Like, as long as there's no manipulation of, like, power dynamic, who fucking cares if a YouTuber dates a fan? Genuinely, like, at the end of the day, right? If they're not using their YouTube power, like, to, like, strike down on them, like, like, they're not using their YouTube power to, like, coerce them into things like,
I could make you famous if you, show me them titties.
Like, if they're not doing that, who cares? Who actually cares? KP would hate to see what the 12-year-old One Direction fans wrote back then. Dude, on God. Dude, it's over. It's fucking over. Dude. Dude. You see, that's actually amazing to me. That's actually amazing. And if she's actually still keeping ties with Courtney, I would love to see the consistency of how she's going to have an issue with Saber, being freaked out due to a baby scare and getting something checked, but then be perfectly fine with Courtney and some of the bullshit things that she says. I would, KP, what's your thoughts on Courtney saying everyone deserves to get fucking raped? That makes fun of it. You think, actually, that would kind of include you, because you fucking put memes in the rape. Dude, Courtney thinks you should get raped. And you're besties with them. You're fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked, man. All just because she put CSGO surf edits. No, I'm kidding. It's not that. It's just fucking media memes. Dude, I don't even know how the fuck you guys are friends. It's weird. It's almost like you two are completely different, but, you make it work. Dude, dude, it's so fucking... Ugh. This is so gay. But yeah, I'll just keep it going.
Conversations I was intending to spark with my last video. This was my intent. And with the end of the video, I'd like to close off with a note about accountability. Throughout the whole ordeal, I have seen a lot of people attributing my lack of response to mean a lack of accountability, that I was avoiding the controversy and that I was trying to erase or ignore it. Something I invite the audience to think about is what accountability is, what it looks like, and what it isn't. Someone jumping to respond as soon as possible or through as many avenues as possible is not indicative of taking accountability, especially if that response is to victimize/murder yourself in the face of accusations and criticism. True accountability is stating whether or not you did something on its face, regardless of any intentions or effect, and without excusing yourself or attacking the accuser. Example, I made the original video. It was bad, and I understand that. Jumping to
Why was it bad?
dismiss someone as clout chasing and trying to justify why what
Oh, she couldn't say why it was bad, and now she's, like, coping.
the word they're using is not accountability. It's obfuscation and defense. And you didn't need to defend something that didn't happen. Anyway, this was heavy. I'd like to thank everyone who stuck it out this far, as well as a special thanks to my
This was pretty heavy. Just like the strikes on Leave on Pop's channels, ha ha ha!
fans who allowed me the space to respond before forming an opinion about my intent. In the meantime, I've tried to be positive, and I'm working on something that is not YouTube adjacent, and maybe I can share it with you someday. Maybe not, we'll see. Anyway, this is my dog Toby. He's a little man and he likes to wear outfits. Decompress with him, and thanks for sticking around.
Actually, all criticisms revoked. That dog was awesome. Okay? That dog saved your career. Okay? That was great. Okay? I feel so much better. I'm killing myself. Okay. After the video, I've been reading your feedback on the recent video. I want to acknowledge something clearly. I understand why many of you felt disappointed or frustrated. My intention wasn't to dismiss anyone's experience or minimize what happened, only to be honest about where I'm coming from and how I feel about a complicated situation. I made a shorter video to get to the crux of the issue, but many of you want to hear more about the details I didn't address. I was afraid a longer, one-part video wouldn't hold people's attention. But in hindsight, I should have addressed everything in one video. I know I didn't say everything perfectly. That's on me. I'm listening and learning from this, and I plan to follow up in more clarity and context soon. This conversation matters, and I want to handle it with the care it deserves. So you thought having, a slightly longer response video would not hold people's attention, but you were perfectly fine with throwing the saber part after the DA Games video, making it over an hour long, because that would, we're getting an important message across. That would 100% hold people's attention. Like, what the fuck are you on, bro? That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Okay, you're fucking lying. Okay, come on. People watch like long response videos all the time, especially if they actually genuinely care about your content. Okay, you're just fucking lying. Okay, you're fucking lying. Bullshit. Then we got, hey everyone, I've seen all the feedback and reactions over the past few days, and I just want to acknowledge that I'm aware of them. There's a lot to take in, and I don't think I could respond to everything right now in a way that would do it justice. For the time being, I'm taking some space to listen, reflect, and process everything before deciding how to move forward. When I do revisit this, I'd like to talk about it in the bigger cultural context rather than focusing on any one person or situation. Thank you for your patience and for giving me the room to approach this thoughtfully. Yeah, buddy? Dude, this is so fucked! She's touched. Dude, I've waited for 2 weeks and there's nothing here. How could you? I've been lied to. Oh, is my comment still here? No, I don't think she noticed it. I don't think she noticed it, guys. I don't think she noticed it. Yeah. Dude, most of the people keeping up with this are unemployed artists. We got time to watch long videos, Lamau. Check Discord's DMs whenever. What? Did you touch me? Hold on. Guys, I'm getting nuked. It's over. What did you do? Oh my god, no. It's over. It's over. It's actually so fucking over. Putting it in emo Collins because of how scary it was. Guys, I have some very unfortunate news. Okay. Yeah, dude. Okay, Kalu. You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, Kalu. Look at this art. Jason. Dude! It's over. It's actually so fucking over. It's never been so over. Like, what the fuck, man? How could we? Oh, dude. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. Sorry. I just really felt like looking at it like this. Dude, the blue lipstick on my blue skin is fucking evil. I can't be fucked. It's over. It's fucking over. But yeah. Yeah. Groomer audience? Dude. That's just you? No, it's not! You guys are fucking with me. You guys, fuck all of you. Fuck all of you. You all hate me. You all want me dead. Oh yeah. And this person exists, I guess. Should I? I heard it was interesting. Let's put it at 1.5 because they're both yappers. 1 point, yeah. Well, like I said, we're getting through all of it, guys. We're getting through Hidden's video on IloveKimPossibleAlot, guys. All right. This was apparently another thing that came after the response. So let's delete some stuff, clear up some things. We're going to be here for a while. We're going to be here for a little while. But you know what? I believe in us. I think we could do this.
Hi, I can already hear you. Hidden, this isn't the Courtney video. I know, but hear me out. I recently had a call on the 3rd of October with the YouTuber IloveKimPossibleAlot. Me and her have been in contact since a controversy started, and I was on her staff to help, though I was never quite present due to my real life, and we never quite managed to connect for a call. I was, to an extent, fully unaware of how malicious KP can be, and how willingly she obscures things, such as her lying about being no longer in contact with Courtney, despite—
Uh-oh. Matt is DMing Courtney about suicide, and this was, 9:30. Okay. If you're gonna kill yourself, make sure to do it live. No! Matt, KP isn't going to fuck you. Mad because you can't teach kids to masturbate? No. No. Look, Mad, I really don't care what you wrote on your fanfiction about me. I also don't care your hurt feelings that KP wanted to rich you instead of you. Keep crying. No! No! It's over. It's fucking over.
Posting this screenshot into her server, a message she clearly got from Courtney. So when I got into this call, it was originally under the premise of genuinely wanting to help KP improve her second response and explaining to her why her first response was perceived so poorly. KP took it upon herself to lie to my face directly about a multitude of things, such as entirely misrepresenting the call she had with Beckett and mischaracterizing Beckett as someone who cares not about children being hurt in the DA game situation, when it was made abundantly clear to her beforehand that Beckett was not interested in that situation. She turned him into a backstabber and a liar that had bad intentions at heart.
He wasn't interested because he doesn't care.
Because he spoke to people that knew KP behind the scenes, while she was also talking to people as well, such as Lazy Bedhead, Mr. Enter, and Slug, and meanwhile tried to use people like me, Lio, and Beckett to save herself from the consequences of her actions. And she even goes out of her way to perpetuate a lie told to her by Emily, the Saberspark accuser, about Beckett, because it fits her narrative of him, and in the end, she implores my help with comments for her second response, which, by the way, is just as unhinged as the first, and upon having that pointed out to me, I realized that I am entirely uncomfortable with playing a part and possibly being used as a justification in someone's weird, self-centered, and maliciously obscure crusade against their critics, because nowhere in here does it ever seem like KP is actually interested in accountability. Much rather, it feels like she's suffering from post-traumatic accountability disorder, with how being asked to take a minimum of admission of wrongdoing seems to make her freak out. And unlike KP, I am a huge fan of transparency when it comes to my involvement in situations. So here's my call with her in full. Excuse the fact that this fails to record KP saying hi to me because I'm a dumbass working OBS, along with many clicks, coughs, and scritches on my drawing tablet because my mic, just like KP, decided to be extra sensitive today.
Okay, buddy.
Hello.
It's hidden heroin.
I'm good. How are you doing?
Who was little bro talking to?
The imaginings.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Side note, but did you have any questions about the mad stuff? I don't know if he was still bothering you, but he's kind of
Like, he's his own rabbit hole. Like, it's all good. Like, originally I only reached out because I was like, maybe he also, like, put the allegations he put towards Courtney into KP server, but then I saw he didn't, so I was like, whatever. I tried reaching out to him on my own. He rejected me because I'm associated with Lio, and then I had a friend reach out, also got rejected because associated with Lio.
Not
so
too familiar with
just
Mad,
talking
though.
shit to talk shit. Good to know.
right. Yeah. He like, this is something I'm trying to not be more mindful of, but just kind of like notice about things as far as people close to me. I get a lot of not a lot, but like every once in a while it happens where someone is doing stuff for me and then they develop the feels, and not that I'm like so amazingly attractive or anything like that, but Matt specifically has always kind of had how do I put this in a nice way?
Dude, Dude, now that she said the attractive thing, bro, I gotta dude, it's so fucked. Wait, oh no, oh yeah, it's because J7's fucking evil, dude. Fucking evil. No, look, I gotta pull up the image, bro. Dude, she's like talking about her attraction, bro. I gotta get the image, bro. I know some of you probably already know what I'm talking about. No, KP, no, dude. Maybe it's the avatar, bro. It's the avatar fallacy. Okay, I don't even know, but like even her avatar doesn't even look that great. But like whatever. But like I would rather the avatar than this. Dude, I don't know how, like, it's always the ugliest girls that always say, everyone wants to fuck me, dude, all the time. Dude, it's like, dude, how does she look like this? What happened to her face? It's like she just got fucking flashbanged. Dude. Dude, it's over. Zoom into her eyes. Oh my god! What the fuck? I'm seeing it. Oh my god. Hold on. What the fuck? Dude, okay. Hold on. It's being gay. I gotta, like, open this image in a new tab. Fuck, dude. Hold up. We gotta get to the bottom of this. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Oh my god. Okay. Let's take a quick little look. Oh god. Did I notice a gap in her teeth too? What the fuck? Oh my god. Dude. You know, KP kinda, yeah. Oh, dude, she looks like she was edited in, bro. The fucking, I know she's got the blur filter on Zoom or whatever. Oh god, bro, dear god, dude, why am I getting a ping on Discord? No, it's fucking Himpy. Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck? She has no pupils. Ah! Dude. Oh, dude. Yeah, the eyes really fuck this over. And how does she have such a big underlip compared to her overlip? Is that normal? Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just being a dick. But holy fuck. Okay. You know what? I'll keep it there just in case she blabbers about attraction again.
He doesn't like being challenged. It's always kind of been like that with him. Even when we were friends, he would kind of assume things like black and whitely, and then I would have to like calm him down. And
speaking of black and whitely, I'm sorry.
Just like, it's not your fault, man, kind of thing. So basically, he has this, or he got into his head that I sided with Courtney with the Bonnabelle thing, essentially, and to hurt him, I think, or something like that, because I wanted to use Courtney for drama views. So that's what he's like. That was his MO. And Courtney and I have talked about it. Like, this happened a while ago, but we were like, we're not even that close. So yeah. I don't really understand why. So I don't know. He's very much emotional thinker kind of dude, and he's. I don't know if the Twitter is still up, but he would just like, I think.
KP doesn't strike me as a woman with big lips. Be careful. Be careful for what you wish for. Okay? Because if she doesn't strike you that way, she'll strike you another way. That's all I'm going to say.
I think he called Courtney anti-Semitic because she said the word Jew, for example. So everyone's an enemy except him, I guess. I don't know. So I think he needs probably help, but that's out of my wheelhouse a little bit. You know, all these people on the internet are a little bit broken, so.
Yeah, he's like, I originally only cared about him because he was putting out like grooming allegations, so I was like, oh, okay, weird, let me just.
Oh shit, dude, I've been, sorry guys, I've been a little ignorant to chat, dude. The face really fucking scared me. Thank you IA for the 2. She looks like a Gmod horror PNG jump scare for real. And also thank you Mecha X the Max Gamer for the 20. She literally looks like Amber Heard fused with Colin Ballinger. Don't say that. Don't say that. No. 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 Oh no. No. Wait. Hold up. Ballinger. Dude, we got to see this. Ah. No. Dude, you fuse these women together and get. Actually, you should. I got like this vibes off of her. Maybe. Dude, it's over, dude. It's over. Fuck. Dude, this is so fucked. Dude, this is so bad. Fuck.
Just look into that. And then when I reached out to get like anything from him, he suddenly went like, oh no, I'm not going to talk to you. So I'm like, okay, how real can your grooming allegations be?
Where's the Aiden and level of enthusiasm? What does he go? Holy shit! Thanks for the 20! Oh my god! Oh, I'm tuning. Oh, dude, that would be so raped. That would be so raped if you did that. That's too far, Ace. Okay, bro.
You know, like, yeah.
Yeah, a minor in Courtney's server called them mom, and then Matt's like, oh, see, grooming, and I'm just like, it's kind of like, is it though? If you know, so it's anyway. I do think Courtney kind of makes messes for herself that she doesn't really care to clean up, but you know, this is like that. Anyway, little sidetrack. So I know Lio's server hates me. I know the majority of people hate me, and I was kind of I guess to catch you up. So the most not obnoxious, but one of the most vocal people is this Beck. Like, well, how much do you know about stuff before I just talk for like 5 million years?
So I know pretty much like everything. Like I've watched the video when it came out. I saw the fallout. I've seen Beckett cover it. I've seen I think Saber's response as well, and I've seen Mr. Enter's like coverage of it as well to an extent. So I'm pretty much in the know. And then also obviously Lio filled me in on a few blanks as well. So
okay.
Yeah?
So yeah, basically.
Do you guys not like it when I yell? It's just my male feminist passion, okay?
I was kind of frustrated because Lio and I have already talked about this, but maybe he hasn't told you about this. But like Lio was the one who originally suggested or recommended that I talk to Beckett, and he was like, "I trust Beckett." And I'm like, "Okay, Lio." And I feel I know my read is off, but I feel like the most recent response was. My intention was kind of just to tell people to do their own homework.
yeah.
And I think there's a lot of emotional responses to a lot of this, and my Q&A is going to be focused a lot on like citing laws and stuff like that, and like how everything would kind of turn into like a legal, like not like a legal sense, but just like, you know, this is like regardless of who you think who did what or whatever, like not bringing up like how this would play, like not citing any examples or doing any research and just saying, you know, this is false because Emily lied is, I don't think, incredibly productive. And I know Beckett and
it's not productive to point out someone lying. I mean, look, this is why you shouldn't have like handled the rape shit, okay? Because what you end up doing, right, is you have to be able to go off each other's words. That's really how it's going to go. It's because it's a he said, she said thing. All right. And realistically, to be able to prove that it didn't happen is inconsistencies and lies in the story, or even an admission to lying about it, like fully. Right. Or like, you know, just breaking it down. There's just a couple things. But if not only she has a history about it, but she's lying about major key critical details, then yeah. That is a very fair thing to point out, because that's what you have to do with stuff like this. Now, you would know that if you actually knew what the fuck you were doing. But it's very obvious you were just a malicious dumbass.
this like recent stream like called me names. I think he used the R slur a couple of times.
Retard.
So yeah, I'm trying to just have a level response where I don't just yell and scream at people, but it's hard to do when yeah. I don't know. It's just a mess.
Now, you know what, KP, I got you. If you need to yell at someone, come in here, bro. I got you. I'll take it. I'll take it like a man. All right. We'll take that tough guy energy. Okay? We'll take that tough guy energy. Yell at me. I dare you.
Yeah, like I knew that a lot of people were originally like, oh, you know, you shouldn't make a response because people are most likely going to tear into it anyway. And I know with this response specifically, a lot of people felt like it was supposed to be sort of like accountability, but it came off as more you're still being like, oh, you know, I'm still right about these people though. Like, I know this all happened, but I'm still right about it. And I think people were like, well, that's not really accountability. It's like you still trying to push your agenda. Now, I'm going to be for real. I was in the camp of like, just don't make a response, because I was in a similar boat to you, like last year, because when the whole thing with Lio happened, I was one of the people who was in it. Like, I was one of the people who hurt Lio really badly, and because Hopeless Peaches no longer was around, and because, you know, Lumi was no longer around, people honed in on me instead, which led to, like, a lot of things of myself being, like, basically leaked, to put it simply, where people were very happy to talk about me really negatively, calling me, like, anti-Semitic and all that, and I just ignored it. I didn't make a response at any point in time. I kind of just vanished for a little while and then came back. And then people were like, well, actually, now that we think about it, you're kind of not as bad as we thought you were. And I was like, I know. You guys just sucked. Like, you guys were just assholes. Yeah, like, I was basically like, you guys were just assholes because you wanted to be assholes, because that was popular at the time to be, like, an asshole to me. Because, like, obviously it was. Because when these people perceive an opportunity to hate somebody, they'll take that opportunity because it's what entertains them. So it doesn't matter whether or not they're necessarily right or wrong, they just want to be hateful. And that's why I didn't...
Okay, so just take a breath. Okay, someone... she made some jokes, I guess, that were a little anti-Semitic. And people framed that as, like, she genuinely hated Jews. And, like, called her a Nazi for it. That's my understanding of it. It was kind of dumb. It was stupid. It was really fucking dumb. She's not a Nazi, right? Just to be clear, she's not a Nazi, but that was something being ran around. So Ace could take another 1 month hiatus. What do you mean? Fuck you. And Ivy, that's the intention, but I have no idea if I'm going to be worn out with the Barbie call. We'll see. I'm trying to catch everything up in one stream.
Engage, because I felt like regardless of how good my reply was going to be, and regardless of like how great of a reply I would make, they would not care. They would just be like, oh, well, you still suck because I say so. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I guess my reasoning is like, I'm getting really, really frustrated with the DA game's child predation basically going unchecked because people are just mad about Saber or whatever stuff, and I'm just like Beckett, I think, admitted at the beginning of the second video, someone's transcribed it for me because I couldn't watch it, I'd be a mess, but like they were just like, I think he starts off with saying like, hey, I'm still not gonna look into the DA game stuff, and I'm just like, okay, like, I guess hate on me forever, sure, but like, you know, kids are kind of like, there's been groomers in there, there's been like...
Oh my god, okay, look, you're not obligated to cover something. And to be honest, there's two things here, right? One, if you actually did genuinely have a point with the DA game shit, and it's not being like used as a point against you, it could either be, yeah, people probably didn't look into it, or you probably did, like, you brought up some reasonable points. But the issue is, the only reason why it's being overlooked was because of you. Okay? If you dropped the DA games as, you know, video as itself, none of this would have happened. If you saved your malicious biases and put them aside, none of this would have happened. But because you fucked the Saber shit so badly, you actually single-handedly took a lot of attention off of child endangerment. If we want to play that game, you took single-handedly a lot of attention off of child endangerment because you were a fucking dumb bitch with how you handled shit. Yeah, we could really play that game. It's easy. It's really fucking easy to play that game. And if that's like if that's what you want to do, then we'll do it. Yeah. You were lured the attention away from the child endangerment to your own petty malicious biases against Saber. Yeah, doesn't sound so great when you call it as it is like that, right? Doesn't sound so great. That's why people are going against you.
I've been arrested in there, and I don't know, like, so my whole frustration is kind of the lack of education going on here, and the lack of just like Saber's innocent because I want him to be innocent because I don't want to, like, I don't know. I think it's a mix, like, honestly, of I think Emily should have been more vocal, but I also think Saber might have misread what she wanted, as well. So I don't know, like,
I think it's suspicious as fuck that a 100K channel that has had a well-established digital footprint only try to come out anonymously. I think that should have been a red flag for you. That genuinely should have been. And that doesn't naturally make them a liar right away, but it makes you wonder, how is this person fully willing to call someone a rapist, but wanting to like do it behind like, a closed door? It's very interesting. It's very suspicious and shady. That should have like given you like, a red flag right then and there. But because of your malicious bias, you just took her with open arms. She should have platformed her own story. Should not have been platformed by a media reviewer. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on, dude.
I guess that's kind of my angle right now. It's just like, okay, like, regardless of who you believe, like, these, like, here's some facts that, about, like, these kind of cases and, like, how trauma works and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's like the hard part. The hard part is like coming back from this in a way that, you know, people recognize you for being a human who will make mistakes. Like, I think I said this myself about you in the server, where it was like, hey, you know, obviously KP is new to this stuff. Obviously, this is like the first time this ever has been handled by her. So, you know, it's not unlikely that she botched it. Like, we can stop pretending that other people wouldn't have botched it as well for like, you know, if they tried. So being overly cruel about it is kind of unnecessary. But I also see a lot of the criticisms people are making where it's like, yeah, this probably could have been done a little differently. And then obviously the whole thing about like Courtney and you altering the victim statement to an extent came out, and that was obviously...
Of all people, why KP? Yeah, I don't know. It's very bizarre. Isn't it interesting that they went to two people that very clearly don't like Saberspark? They went to two people with like, you know, malicious biases, while also trying to like remain, you know, anonymous. It's very shady. It's very fucking shady. But yeah.
A huge issue, because like a victim's testimony is like the greatest added like evidence that you have in order to go with things. So when people heard about it being altered and changed to be more damaging, it obviously like pulled away credibility from the accusations being made, because now it felt like framing more than it felt like coverage. And I think that's like a huge part that people have problems with, which a lot of people, like, in that regard, like, direct their energy more at Courtney than anything, because Courtney's the one who's like, oh, you know, I didn't have any part in this. I totally didn't have any influence, when she very clearly had. So I guess you're spared in that regard at least a little bit.
Okay, I mean, that's fair. I don't think I can address that in a way that's not going to make people mad, though. But I guess, like, my intent with that was just more clarity than manipulation. You know, like, I think we changed, like, a sentence or two. Like, it wasn't as... It's not like we wrote the thing for her, but no, I understand that criticism. That's fair. I guess, like, I don't want to, like, I've already talked a little bit about Lio, about my just general frustration. Like, I should have never talked to Beckett, because I didn't realize how emotionally invested he already was in Saber's innocence or lack of thereof or whatever, to the point where
So you shouldn't have... Okay, so you got mad at people assuming your intention, but you're also thinking that you should have not talked to someone to explain your intention again? It's like, come on. Come on. It's almost like when you're being honest, it just makes you look bad because what you did was bad. Very bizarre.
he's just like, I'm like, psychologically, this might be happening. And he's like, I don't care about psychology. And I'm just like, this whole thing is... What? There was also a situation where he got on a call with Emily and he tried to convince her that her childhood trauma wasn't valid because she didn't advocate for herself as a child. So I got a statement from Emily about that, and again, like, not trying to paint Beckett in any light, but I'm just kind of really frustrated that I gave someone my time for the sake of, like, clarifying things, but I thought he'd focus a little bit more on the VA game stuff, because that's a pretty, like, there's tons of documentation for that, that's pretty cut and dry, and he kind of more grilled me and essentially embarrassed me because he wanted to hurt my credibility regarding Saber. And so I talked to Lio and was like, hey, like, I really regret, and talking to Beckett, he's pretty, like, the thing that really frustrated me, now that I've had
talking to him because he's pretty?
Is, he, Dude. Even before the
insane stuff,
the text logs of the
done a whole lot of
Skype
talking,
chats
but
or whatever
came
out, he was convinced it was a false rape allegation without any real evidence one way or the other. It was because Saber talked to him and Emily had some baggage in her past. That was like his all he needed for him to call it a false rape allegation. And that's misleading at the very... I feel like that's misleading at the very best, because it's not fact, and it's also not it's not accounting for any of the trauma.
Well, it's also just because her testimony is just not rape. I mean, how can you say, like, you could have, like, different arguments and different labels, but even with her testimony, she talks about, like, giving consent and rejecting it later. What we're trying to call rape is what essentially is being described as retrospective rape, which that just doesn't work. Yeah, if anything, it just breaks down to, like, a bad sex experience. That doesn't mean that, you know, he just took her into the alleyway and just, like, took advantage of her, like, you know, without her, like, you know, giving any form of, like, signal to do so. That's just not what happened. So yeah, no, like even like the story, like there's many reasons why like it would not be called rape. Like yeah, it's very interesting that she's like lying about crucial key details and has like a huge baggage of a past, but even her own testimony doesn't even classify as rape. Like come on, dude, like that. This is this is why. Fuck, this is why it's so fucking dumb that you got involved in this. Because you clearly don't know what you're talking about. This is so fucked.
Responses that either one of them would have had. And, I don't know, I just... And then, like, he interviews me, he interviews, like, friends I used to be friends with as a way to, like, paint this picture of me just being an arrogant little, spoiled child or whatever. So, yeah, I guess I'm just trying to grapple with everything, but I'm just also frustrated because...
So, you have an issue with someone reaching out to people who has had personal experiences of you and, like, has, like, a better judgment of your character rather than, you know, people just assuming your intentions. But you're perfectly fine with judging Saber's whole type of, like, personality based on Chris? Dude, you're just an inconsistent, hypocritical little bitch. It's fucking insane to me.
There's a lot of biases going around and, like, that are not really based in any factual information besides, like, people, like, you know, people just wanting...
Like Saber being a rapist?
...to be innocent.
Yeah.
Like, regardless? I don't know.
So if you're having an issue with people wanting him to be innocent, are you on the team of, like, wanting him to be guilty? Yikes. Fuck!
Does that make any sense? Like...
No, I see it. Like, the problem a lot of times around is, like, when a bigger content creator makes, like, and I'm gonna call what Beckett did sort of like a hit piece, because that's kind of what it is. It leads to the audience, for obvious reasons, being like, oh, you know, since my favorite content creator said this, it must be true. And they stop doing their own research because it's easier to rely on somebody else's opinion than on your own. But, like, I guess the other problem is, like, because of, like, everything that's come out about the video and about Emily, it's not so much that people don't want to believe the allegations, but it's more that people cannot anymore because of how, like, problematic everybody involved in the situation was. Because you have Emily, who actively hides her identity despite having her own platform, and then, you know, originally coming out with being like, hey, you know, I think he thought there was consent because it was implied, but there wasn't, and then allowing Courtney to change that, which comes off as, like, manipulating it to make it look worse when originally that seems to have been her own opinion.
Yeah, it's tailoring
and then
the
people
response.
like, you know, Sophie Struggs, or whatever her name is, I keep forgetting,
Damn horse people.
These damn horse people, I swear. No, like, people like her who have this weird parasocial relationship with Claire, where when Claire was interviewed, she actually said, I don't even know who this person is. Like, I had to be reminded of who they are because we interacted that little. But then on the other hand, you have Sophie, like, showing herself off as, like, Claire's friend, which, that's a whole problem in itself because, you know, there's a level of relationship that's just not there. And then you have people like, you know, Brony Fandom obviously attached to it, which we don't have to talk about why that's a problem because, oh my god. He's very mentally unstable. That was my kind way of putting it in the script. It's just like, you know, he just kind of, after, like, things weren't going as well as he thought they were, he just kind of did his own thing. And, you know, it's really weird, like, just from a timeline perspective of someone saying, I'm not going to throw you under the bus, like, that is the screenshot I have, and then he throws me under the bus, like, I think within hours. Yeah, like, that's just stuff where it's like, it leads to people being, like, looking at the accusations being put out and being like, if these are the people who talk about these allegations, I kind of have a hard time believing them. And I think that's sort of, like, the problem that led up to, like, people no longer giving you and everybody else credibility, because now it just... it felt like everybody was a mess that had their own closet, like, skeletons in their closet, their own, like, things that made them untrustworthy. And I know Mr. Enter has made a response to you, like, to your apology video coming out, and where he basically calls you a liar, as far as I'm aware, and I was like, you know what, I'm not keeping up anymore. I don't know what's going on anymore. But I think a lot of people have expected a video where you...
Yeah, they called it joke a sex crime, and, like, you just had a lot of history revision and shit like that. I mean, just took a lot of, like, shots at people that just was just unnecessary to do so. Yeah, they did lie.
And we're like, hey, you know, I'm sorry, I kind of botched this. this was never my intention to do, and then just be done with it. But a lot of people felt like, it kind of feels disingenuous and rather more like KP is still trying to, prove that she was within her right to do what she did, and people were just being mean to her about it, which I agree. A lot of like the harsher language used with you is like, we don't really need that to make a point. I can make a point of, hey, that video was bad without insulting you. So I'm kind of like, I wish people didn't just go to that to be like, yeah, I'm going to insult this person because they made a bad video. But it ultimately all comes down to people want accountability in the form of like a sincere apology, essentially. An apology that's just like, I'm sorry, I messed up. Here's how I messed up. I'm not going to do it again. And, I'm sorry. But, I wouldn't know how to structure an apology video for the life of me because I never had to make one. Most of the apologies I deliver to people personally. So I suppose it'd be kind of hard to make a video now because you already have your first response out. And this is like, people will always refer back to that response, so your second one actually has to be a proper banger for people to even remotely take it seriously.
Yeah, and it's not even supposed to be, it's just supposed to, like, I mentioned it in the beginning, it's just a Q&A, so, like, it's just more...
Hi, Callum.
I mean, I can show you what I have. No, I get what you're saying. It's just that I think what people were really looking for were like, do you think there was an expectation that I was going to discredit Emily? Like, is that what people were really looking for, do you think?
I mean, in parts, possibly. I think people were like, looking for you to be like, well, these allegations purported to me were based on a victim's testimony, and I was trying to, get that out to people, but while doing so, I may have taken things, a step too far, or I've presented things as a fact when they were in fact not. So, I think a lot of people are mostly looking to see you admitting to whether or not your like understanding of the fact that these allegations should have been presented by Emily herself, and now that they've been presented through like, I'm gonna use another person's platform and I'm gonna hide who I am, it all feels very sketchy. So I think it's not necessarily like discrediting, but rather looking at like, this is not a hard yes or no thing, because that's how most people see it. Most people are like, this is not a yes it happened or a no it didn't happen situation, but rather a he said, she said situation, where you have to come to your own conclusions. And a lot of
yes, and the only reason why she didn't go down with it like that is because she saw the allegations like it was fucking ammunition against a guy that she didn't already like, and that's why she went about it the way that she went about it. I mean, the fucking amount of quote unquote evidence that she even had, like she had no logs, she had no screenshots, no pictures of them together, no messages, nothing, literally nothing, except for a vibe. Okay, it's like, oh yeah. This person gives me the vibe that they definitely knew Saber. I could just tell. by the way they talk about him, bro. Yeah, it's literally off of a vibe. That she was never gonna handle it properly if like she was doing it like that. That's fucking insane.
A lot of people, I think, looked at your video and weren't too happy that everything was presented as if it was proven fact, when it kind of wasn't.
Uh-oh. She's thinking.
I guess, but like, I'm like... I'm trying to think, like, I mean, I haven't seen the main video in a bit, like, so maybe correct me if you've seen it before, but like, did I not use, like, the word allegations enough? Or like, how specifically do you think I misled people, if that was the conclusion?
I mean, I guess it came mostly down to, like, the whole presentation. I think you used, like you said, allegations, but, like, with the tone and everything, especially with the Courtney bit and everything, where you were, like, trying to disprove, well, not you, but Courtney was trying to disprove the whole implied consent bit, it felt like, even if Emily was giving him the grace of, like, there might have been a misunderstanding on whether or not I was okay with it, you shut it down immediately in favor of making the allegation more severe by saying that implied consent doesn't exist. Like, this would be one example I could think of, because, like, if the victim, it's, like, themselves, the victim herself, wants to give Saber that kind of credibility and be like, hey, maybe, just maybe there was a misunderstanding, I think people would have looked kinder upon the situation if it was framed like that, because the way it was originally shown to the world was, this was rape. And then it was changed very briefly into, actually, it might have been a misunderstanding.
Dude, speaking of fucking spider senses, literally, Courtney saw the testimony and was like, yeah, since I was raped, I could kind of just, like, sense that she was raped. She talks like a rape victim. It's like, we have, like, a rape language over here. Like, you can just kind of understand. Like, I come from, like, the land of the raped, and we could just kind of, like, understand each other. Like, since I was raped, it's like, I kind of have these abilities now. after being non-consensually taken advantage of, I kind of have like this dark passenger where I could just like, tell if other people were raped just by looking at them or looking at their story. And I could kind of tell if it's fake too. It's like, dude, that was unironically what she like kind of pulled. It's like, yeah, it just comes off. Yep. I could tell by the testament. Yep, it happened. It breaks my heart. Fucking sucks. It happens. It's so fucking bad. It's so bad. And honestly, it's just dude, that dark passenger must not be working because she'd be saying the craziest shit about calling certain people rapists that just aren't. It's insane. It's fucking insane.
Understanding, and then switched back to, oh, it's rape. And these are all allegations, and obviously an allegation of rape can be really, really awful for people's like careers and stuff. So I guess a lot of people felt like at that point you were trying, like,
the rape
as
dar.
a whole, like your whole group, like Courtney, you, and even Emily to an extent, were trying to present these allegations as fact, like as if they were objectively true, even though allegations were said, because you were trying to disprove the little grace that he could have gotten out of this. And then there's obviously a lot of people who look at you and Saberspark's interactions where people feel like, oh, you're just mad at Saberspark over something and that's why you picked this up, which is not the motivation you should have when doing this, which, like, I can't prove or disprove that, and I don't want to. Like, I don't think that is not my thing to do, but that I know that that's how some people see it, where they're like, oh, KP was mad at Saberspark. That means that
she
the only
did say
reason
that.
this allegations is even being platformed is because she doesn't like him. And that's,
She's laughing,
No,
but that's what she said in the Slug interview.
I've had my frustrations with Saber in the past, but I try, like, my general frustration was how he was handling the Chris stuff.
Yeah.
And how it was more of, he checked with Chris, but didn't check with me. He didn't really understand the bigger picture of it being told within, within DA game space, and with Will specifically and stuff like that. And then when I just said, like, oh, I tried to get a hold of Saber, didn't hear anything back, he just spits at me, and I'm just like, dude, like, you didn't seem like you were interested in talking about this before. And then for clarity, I tried to email, just so you know, I'm sure you've seen stuff, but, like, I tried to email, didn't get anything back, and then I got frustrated at that point, because he is complaining publicly that I never emailed him directly, and when I tried to, he just ignores it. So, and, there's other things that aren't as damning that I hear. That was a lot of the stuff that was blocked out. It's just, like, I don't think it was, like, I didn't have enough that I felt comfortable presenting it publicly, but, like, I'm friends with, not Henry, but someone else on staff, and, like, I don't know how true the stories are, but, they were upsetting from what I could tell, and it just,
so
it's hard.
All that needs to happen for you to publicize something is if it just seems sad enough. Dude, no one send an actor or an actress into this person's DMs. They'll fall for it. They'll just go off on a slandering crusade. It's actually fucking insane. Ugh.
To see, kind of, not like, I guess the mismanagement that was implied, and kind of the stuff that, I had secondhand accounts for. So, but yeah, that's why I didn't go into that stuff publicly, essentially. But yeah, I think that makes more sense, though. I can address the Courtney stuff, being, like, it wasn't meant to be. I think what I wanted, my intent with that was trying to get, like, because I have no experience with sexual assault, anything, and Courtney obviously does.
Yeah.
So it was
Allegedly.
kind of trying to get it from someone else's perspective that had more familiarity with it, and I didn't really I didn't understand how much that made it look like black and white, or I should have just, like, if I was gonna do that, I should have said, like, here's Courtney's.
I just don't understand why you would do that. Because, like, why would you, like, throw a victim at a case and be like, sniff it out, boy. See if it's rape. See it right now. It's like, first off, that just, the logic just doesn't make any sense. It's not like, first off, how Courtney claims that she was raped is way different than, like, how Emmy would have claimed it would have been raped. Very different. So it's like, it's not just because like if you get like raped one way, you're just able to recognize all the different forms of rape. It's like, oh, dude, I just kind of have a psyche for this stuff. Doesn't make sense. It's stupid. It's dumb. You don't do that shit. And to be honest with you, there are some forms of rape that are just complicated. You don't know. You don't fucking know. It's like with grooming, right? You wouldn't like throw a grooming victim and be like, is this grooming? They might say, I don't know. This seems normal to me, because they were groomed. Like, it's just so dumb. It's so dumb. It's literally like what I was saying before, like, when going over it first. It's like the fucking Pawn Stars thing, like, the rape Pawn Stars. It's like the rape expert walks in and just, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Fuck me.
Perspective, but here are the legal definitions too, and make up your own mind kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm leading with this video, is just kind of or my goal, which I can let you look over stuff, but like re-solidifying that this is like when I said go watch Emily's video, it was more about trying to get people to do their own research, and here are some things that are problematic that when discussing these stories anyway. And at the end of the day, like, believe who you want, but you can't just say, oh, psychology doesn't matter when talking about this stuff, or like Beckett saying things are fact when they're not objectively fact, which is kind of misleading. Like, I don't know if Laya told you, but like Beckett confronted me, and like I was convinced at the time that like he was telling the truth, and he made me cry because I was just like, oh man, if I thought Emily. He was convinced that Emily did this out of malicious.
Yeah.
And that I was just like a stupid idiot for even trying to believe her. And then when I got some space, like, this is what I'm gonna articulate in the video, but like once I got some space from it, I'm just like, wait a minute, like this isn't factually correct. This is just like someone.
Wait a minute.
Like, and I don't know.
If I tap into my malicious bias on Saber hard enough, maybe. Wait, let me move the testimony just slightly to the angle. Yep, there it is. Boom. There's the rape. Okay. How did I not see this before? Fuck! Dude! Oh, dude. Okay. We're good now. We're good. We're back.
About Becca, but maybe he got, like, a big sense of responsibility since he was getting interviews with these people. But, I don't know. He's hard to read. Like, I don't want to overstep as, like, someone actively insulting me and, calling me slurs and stuff like that. I'm trying to give grace, but at the same time, he seems really emotionally invested in the fact that Saber is innocent, and I think that also can be problematic if you're speaking about these kind of things as an authority. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like,
so
I get that. Like, Beckett he's certainly a guy. Like, I got to know him under, like, different pretenses than you, because, like, I didn't know he existed until he started talking about me, and that obviously left, like, a really negative impression of me, because I was like, oh my god, like, you're a fucking asshole, what's wrong with you? And then, after a while, I realized that, okay, he's doing this because this is what, he's basically just laughing at somebody being dumb on the internet. Fair enough, I was being dumb on the internet, so he wasn't that wrong in that instant. Was it, like, super cool?
But yeah, I mean, the basic concept, this could be flipped on you, KP. Alright, this could be flipped on you. It's like, it's like he's so upset that, like, that, like, Saber, he thinks Saber's so innocent, and, like, I just defending him so strongly. It's like he's emotionally invested. Almost like how you were emotionally invested because you thought Saber was guilty. Dude, this is so dumb. If you just flip it, it could be applied to you. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb.
No, but at least he was somewhat responsible about it in my case, because he, like, when people in his chat started wilding out and making accusations that weren't true, he did shut them down. And he was like, hey, like, this is not what I said. You guys need to stop. So I've known him as somebody who's trying to be the fairest he can be before he speaks, but I wouldn't put it, like, past him to have personal biases, because let's be honest, everybody has personal biases all the time. So, like...
Right.
Hey, loser, check your DMs. Do I really have to check your DMs, Red? Do I really? Oh my god. What is this? What is this? You just sent me CP. I'm kidding. Yeah. Gosh. Okay. Whatever, dude. Dude, whatever. What the fuck? Dude, this is scary. This is actually scary. Okay. Why is it being gay? Hold on. Ugh, I hate when Discord does that where it just like merges into the fucking fifth wall. Yeah, look at this shit. Dude, what is this?
Oops. Hashtag sorry not sorry.
Dude, this is so real. What is this? What is this, bro? Ah! This is so gross. Lamau, why are you a bad bitch? Just the common day of my life, Thuman. Dude. Bro. Bro. What is this? Dude. Stop talking about me, triple KP copyright barrage. You know, she reminds me of Gila Klein for some reason. At least in this one. These other ones, it's... not looking so good. No. Why does every guy want to fuck me, man? Oh, dude. Fuck me. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Back we go. Back we go. Back we go. Fuck.
It wouldn't surprise me if he had, like, grown a bias over you and now he's just, like, seeing you in a really negative light. But at the same time, I'm also, like, always one to foster, like, hey, you know, you can always talk to one another, even if it's, like, non-public, right? Like, even if it's just between you two, to figure out what happened there and why he said the things he did, because I couldn't tell you. Like, that's, like, the biggest problem. It's, like...
Actually, you know what? Okay. You know what she does remind me of? Dude, this is so cooked. How? No! It's over. It's so fucking over. No! 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 KP, how could you do this? No! Falky made that joke? That's raped. That's raped. I don't watch his content, so fuck. Krusty put yikes.
I can't really give you his intentions because I don't know him that well, and I don't know why he said what he said. So the only way that you would probably know why he said what he said is when, if you were speaking to him. And I understand that you might not want that because of the things he said, but I also, like, think, like, it would give you some sort of closure and might right some things that he thinks about you. Because he had a very, like, similar thing with Lazy Bedhead, I think, where he came in guns blazing with a very specific assumption of, like, who Lazy is and, like, what they do. And then when they actually spoke to one another again, it was like, oh, wait a minute, I was wrong. So, like, mayhaps that's an idea you could pursue, where you could speak to him and be like, hey, you know, you said some really fucked up shit about me and you make assumptions that aren't true, here's what actually happened. But, like, that's obviously up to you, so...
Right, well, I guess I don't want to, like, because my thing is just, like, okay, like, my guy, like... You know, it was to the point where if I didn't explain myself very well and I just, like, it said something that could be interpreted as, like, a dismissal, for instance.
Yeah.
That was read in bad light. So, like, I feel like, you know, maybe I'm open to that, but, like, regardless, I'm also really frustrated with the fact that he's presenting this stuff as fact when it's not, and I'm like, well, what about trauma psychology? He's like, I don't care about that. And I'm just like, then why are you covering this if you don't care about, or, like, you don't care about the kids getting hurt? Like, why
am I getting
why are
pinged
you
in this
here?
server?
So I guess I'm just kind of confused in that way. Like, I don't want to, like, I don't want to embarrass him
What is
too
this?
much. I don't want to, like, be a bitch back to him, but, like, I am really frustrated at this point, and I am frustrated because he basically... Like, it's like, that kind of mentality is dangerous, like, regardless of who you believe. Like, he's not looking up, it doesn't seem like he's doing any research as far as, like, what legal definitions are.
You guys are fucking
like,
it up.
Like, a good example, too, was the Chris stuff, is he was like, that, like,
he was
adamant that was just a joke. And then when I started doing, like, research about it, I'm just like, no, this is considered a crime, like, even if Chris lied about it. Yeah. So that makes me think that he was convinced by Saber or someone else who was just saying it was just a joke and kind of basing his read on the situation on that without doing his own homework before forming. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I definitely see that, but that's why I'm like, I'm a little like, okay, maybe a conversation between you guys would be necessary, because at least that way you can just voice your frustration to him and be like, hey, what you did here sucked ass, and here's why, and then he can explain his reasoning. Because I think like the guesswork is often what leads to problem, but like between people, where it's like you make assumptions of one another, and then because of those assumptions, you say things that might incite shit, basically. And then in the like, if you were to talk to each other, suddenly it's like, oh, this all makes sense now. Like,
yeah.
Yikes.
That's why I'm like, maybe before, anything goes live or you address him publicly, it's a good idea to seek that personal conversation and just go, hey, this was kind of a little messy. Why did you do that? Like, here's my intention, here's your intentions, here's where you went wrong, here's where I went wrong. And then he, on part, will probably also address that and actually issue corrections where necessary. Because, like, he's not one to keep up shit where he's lying, basically. So if it was pointed out to him that he's gotten stuff wrong, I'm pretty sure he will happily, like, make a correction.
Yeah, no, I like, if this was a normal person, I see what you mean, but, like, as someone who kind of went in with the best intentions, didn't really want to talk to him, but, Lio vouched for his character, and I'm like, okay, I could explain the video bad, and I can redirect people to, like, the actual documentation for the DA game stuff, and I can, like, do X, Y, and Z, but, like, once I sat down and saw the coverage, and just saw, like, or the original coverage, and just his interpretations, it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of common ground unless he's willing to admit that he also presented some stuff factually when it wasn't that, and I don't know if he has.
Yeah, no, just take a breath. Yeah, no, it's like with that whole Chris shit, they have to frame it in the worst way possible just so that they could have like a justification for their moral crusade. Because once you explain that it was a dumb joke 10 years ago, that was said in a room that wasn't even around them, it just makes everything look dumb for like what KP's doing. So they have to say words like it's a sex crime. Because it's like, oh, it's a sex crime. That sounds serious. She knows what she's doing. She's being malicious.
That kind of humility, I guess, based on how he's acting now. And like, then he got in a fight with Courtney on Twitter, and then did a 4-hour live stream about Courtney, which you mentioned before. So like, not that I really care about Courtney versus Beckett, but it just...
I want you guys to know that this fucking Reddish drummer bitch keeps being a fucking evil bitch, okay? He keeps being a fucking psychotic fucker, okay? Oh, fuck, not that yet. Look, first off, this guy's gay. Second off, what the fuck, man? Why do you keep sending me glizzies? What the fuck is this? This is gross. Why? Why would you screw a hot dog onto a tree? Dude, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck is wrong with you, Redis? This is... Anyways, fuck you. Yeah, you really wanted me to see that, man. Fuck you. Fuck you.
It just doesn't read as someone who's incredibly stable when they're getting to, when they're engaging with that kind of stuff anyway and getting mad and then having to live stream rant about it,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think the whole live stream thing came from the fact that Courtney called him a rapist and a rape defender. So, I'm gonna be for real. If somebody said that to me, yeah, I would probably also stream about them, because, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, essentially, at that point. So,
yeah.
I know that that's probably the, like, cause of why exactly he went to stream, because he's been, and as many people have been, they were incredibly quiet about Courtney up until now, because a lot of people see Courtney as, like, this poor victim who can't be criticized, because the only reason she's lashing out is because she had such terrible experiences.
Actually, some people, okay, just to correct it, it's whatever, right? Some people do. I'll give Hidden that, right? But some people, like a lot more people, see it like if you criticize Courtney, then it gives like Lily an out, or it takes away attention from what happened to them, which is a dumb fucking mindset. Okay, because like, okay, what was it like? I will say, right? I have to give Lily a point, because with Brit, they were malicious, and they swept the document that apparently has been out for a year. So all the main talking points that's been used with Courtney, like, you talk sexually with minors, you threaten suicide around a minor, right? You told another, a 15-year-old to go sexually harass another 15-year-old, fight fire with fire, shit like that. All that stuff's apparently been out for a year, and it was intentionally, try to be like, swept under the rug by Brit, the same person who claimed to be sexually harassed by Lily, because they wanted all the focus to be onto Lily. They wanted all the focus to be purely Lily. Even though, logically, you could just say they're both bad. You could criticize two people at once. Isn't that insane? Isn't that mind-boggling? What a crazy fucking concept. I know. But, also, what's up, Koki Starbest? You missed quite a bit. But yes, isn't that like a crazy concept? All right, like you can literally. So, that's what's mind blowing to me is that they were willing to do that just because they wanted anything to go at Lily. And honestly, right, how Brit moves, I can't lie. Out of like, I don't really like it when like certain people say they have like malicious detractors sometimes if they especially if they don't, right? Because like that seems like it's dismissing other people with like valid criticisms. However, with Brit specifically, right? She's definitely malicious. When it came to the Skype logs, it's like, oh, you sexually harassed me. It's interesting that she had to delete a lot of her messages before making it public. And even like the public spectacle version, she still looks bad. I don't even know why she removed a lot of her messages, but left in like she found like mature minors tempting. I don't know what the fuck that was about. That was insane. It's like, it makes me wonder what they did delete if they kept in something that vile. But with Brittany, she's a fucking dumbass bitch who's malicious. I cannot lie. Like, I can't lie with you. Like, even though, like, she has been, like, one of the main people to try to go at Lily, she's just a fucking piece of shit. All right? Horrible fucking piece of shit. Lies about a lot of things and was willing to sweep what Courtney did under the rug just so that we could focus mainly on Lily. That's a dumb thing to do. That is a malicious, dumb, stupid fucking thing to do. But yeah. Yep. She loves fucking dodging. Yeah. Yeah, see, and we're only talking about Courtney because Courtney is like besties with KP. But it's like, yeah, I will say, that was the main reason why people didn't go with Courtney. Or because, right, with giving Lily an out. As soon as like this stuff started being talked about heavily, Lily made the stream. And it essentially was victory lapping them, be like, does a rape victim talk like this? Do you think a rape victim really sounds like this? Do you think someone who's been raped would say this? It's like, it's just really fucking dumb. It's really dumb. Like, I think everyone has the right to defend themselves, but the defenses they were doing, it's very interesting that they focused more on the fact that it's like, they were just saying unhinged shit, as opposed to like, debunking the narrative. That's a very interesting tactic. Being like, oh, do you really think someone would say that? She exploited the perfect victim mentality to try to make it seem like, oh, they weren't raped. It's a very interesting tactic to do, and it's very dishonest. It's very dishonest. But yeah. I thought your KP model would have dreads. Okay, buddy. But yeah. Yeah. It's over. But yeah. I didn't even know about Courtney and KP being friends until Saberspark stuff happened started. I didn't even know either. Did you get a new mic or are you sick? Hopefully that answers your question.
Sure, on one hand, you can give her grace for that and be like, I understand that, you probably aren't in the best mental space, so you'll lash out at people. But on the other hand, like, going on your public platform and calling somebody disagreeing with you a rapist, or going as far as to wish death on them or tell them to kill themselves, which is what she did to Mr. Enter. Yeah.
Oh, Courtney.
Yeah, like, that was not cute. And this is,
Also,
like,
what's
kind
up,
of the stuff that
Sliggins?
people have ignored up until this point. But I think when it went to, like, towards, like, Beckett personally, that was when he was like, no, I'm going to talk about Courtney because what the fuck is all this? Because, like, a lot of us are aware of everything Courtney does, we just don't talk about it. So I think it's less about, like, over the fight and more about, like, why would he say this about me in public, especially if you claim to be, like, a CSA advocate, like, or an SA advocate in general.
You know what, Kelly, you're right. I waited till I was sick. Guys, I can't really afford... Actually, hold on. Guys, you know what? I got this. Okay, I got this. You say that, okay? You say that. Okay? I got you. Wait till I'm sick. Yeah, I did. Guys, I can't afford medication. And it would really help if you guys would donate more. Because it would help me feel better, and I would have less sniffles and sickness. But I just need your guys' aid in those donos, please. Okay, so there we go. I'm bit aside, bit done, quick bit.
general. Like, that's incredibly fucked up to do.
No, I agree. I think Courtney doesn't really think about how she words things, and then when people I don't remember this one specifically, but like with the CSA victim and the stuff in the comments, she was more mad that the girl was positioning herself as like or she felt like the girl was positioning herself as like the only expert in trauma.
Yeah.
And I get that, but that wasn't articulated well, and then she didn't, she kind of lashed out at that person, which I also don't think was probably the answer to that. So I think if she calmly explained, like, hey, this is why I got upset, this is what it sounded like to me, like, but she...
You see, $5 sounds like a lot, but you know, is it really a lot when you're helping me in need? Look at this channel, man. You get a lot of great stuff, okay? You get the jar video, the queen video, again, excellent. And I go live so frequently, like all the time. Please, help a fella out. Okay, there we go. Bit done this time. Bit done.
she's just not that. Not that I'm making excuses for her. This is just kind of her personality.
Yeah, so. she has a habit of like not being able to say the word sorry. That's just kind of ingrained in her. And like,
yeah,
I do think that Beckett definitely would give you a chance when you spoke to him, because ultimately he's also interested in getting the truth out. So if he learns that he did something wrong, then he would absolutely be willing to correct that publicly too and stand on business and be like, hey, I fucked this up, my apologies. Which, he's one of the rare commentary bros who will do that, because most commentary bros will be like, actually, you're the one who's wrong, because I said...
You know what, actually? You know what? I got a good idea. If you guys reach the goal, I will gift a membership. Random. Okay? Alright, if you guys give me 3 more donos, and this is like any price, I will gift a membership randomly, and you guys can enjoy the random roll. Okay? Have fun with that if you even want a membership. Gulps.
So screw you. So I think, and the good thing about this would also be that it would show some growth on your end, because it would be like, oh, Courtney love now. KP learned, and KP's like, I would rather have a conversation before I make a public video, and, I would rather see if I can get all the facts and, straighten things out before I go anywhere. So that's kind of why I'm like, hey, maybe you should talk to him and see, like, where frustrations lie on both sides. And then eventually, make a response based on that way. It's like, hey, I've spoken to Beckett, we aired our shit out, we either arrived at, like, the conclusion of common ground, or we made the decision to not interact anymore, or anything of the sorts. Because what that communicates to your audience is like, oh, this is less about bullying or, like, putting somebody down publicly, and more about actually looking for a solution. So...
Oh my god. Like, I am listening to the thing, but what the fuck did you post in here, Ready? Robot model for... What the fuck? Why are you flipping it off? What the hell? Why? Why would you include the model? Dude. A story for chat. Dude. It's just a boy chat. The fuck? Okay, dude. And I put in the milk before the cereal. I'm actually probably gonna ban this guy. Like, jokes aside. Like, this guy's a fucking nightmare. Okay. Okay. Let's go gambling! Thanks, Dreamer, for the till.
That's kind of what I think people are also looking for, where it's like, I know a big criticism of your Saberspark, like, your response, when you made it, was that you were still pushing stuff about Saberspark.
W. Koki Starblast.
Saberspark did wrong, and then you went on to people mistreating you, and that felt like you were pushing the blame away from you. Like, you were being like, oh, I'm still right, and all these people are wrong, and all these people suck, and you shouldn't be mean to me. Which I'm sure is not what you wanted it to come off as like, but that's how people read it, because, people spoke about it. So,
why can't people stop being mean to me? No, I mean... No, I get what you're saying, but I just don't know... Based on how he's acted before, and based on how he's kind of... He's where he's putting his priorities.
Yeah.
That's my concern. And like, kind of when I sent him that DM, it was more just like, hey, everything I ever said to you was kind of distorted in a negative view, and I'm kind of disappointed that there is also lack of research done here. And then he goes and like, I think I even said, like,
True.
If you have any more questions, you can go to Lio. Like, it wasn't like I was just cutting him off regardless, but he read that as like, I think he read that as like unhinged or something like that, and I'm just like, okay, that I can't, like, where do I go from that? You know, like, I just don't want to walk based on his, like, I think if it was after the first video, and after he was like, hey, you know, like, he was willing to talk about the video game stuff, and he was willing to kind of, he was more careful about how he's reporting this, with the language he's using, I'd be more open to it. But like after how he's read everything I've ever told him, you know, I don't want to, like, you know, it's the same thing why, like, I'm saying I don't really want to engage with Enter, is like Enter came out and started calling me a liar and started like patronizing me, and I'm just like, man, I don't even know you. Like, these are all just assumptions based on
what you said,
however you're getting the information. And
from your voice,
like, something I was really frustrated with is like in my first statement where I said, like, I've never done anything like this before, he was like, oh, she's lying because the Lily Orchard video, and I'm just like, no, I mean as far as breaking a story like this, because the majority of the Lily stuff is already covered in other places. So yeah. He didn't ask, he just assumed I was lying, and now I have to be like, oh, well, KP lied about this, this, and this. I'm just like, well, who told you, like, I lied about that? Like, he didn't seem to ask for any clarification, he just kind of said KP lied. So it's just like, I don't want to give my time for someone that's just going to mine me for content too at this point, if that makes sense.
I mean, that's fair. Like, for me, it's mostly I'm looking at it from like a perspective of like how things are going to come off to the audience, basically. Because if you, like, I think the problem is that if you were to make that like Q&A, it would be important to leave like interpersonal stuff out of it and like only address really factual stuff. So stuff like, you know, Beckett factually got wrong, stuff like Mr. Enter that, you know, he got factually wrong, rather than, you know, oh, you know, I dislike this person.
Yeah, but no, like, I still think you can't, like, bitch about people assuming your intentions, but not engaging with the people that you're complaining that are assuming your intentions. Like, you're not given the avenue for them to not assume your intentions. But, like, it's also, just the whole assuming intentions argument is just dumb. Because it just comes down to, they're going off of what you said in interviews. And you said these things. It's not an assumption. It's what you said. I don't know why that can't get through your fucking thick skull. That is what you said. Like, fucking hell.
For XY reason, or this person dislikes me for XY reasons, because this is like, to an audience it always reads as, well, you shouldn't believe this person because, like, I don't like them and they're mean or whatever. So I think what people have always looked for when it comes to you responding to this whole thing was just like, you know, whole transparency on your own flaws without like really addressing anybody else's flaws, basically. Like just like a straight, you know, I did this, here's why, this was why it's wrong, I'm sorry, because that's like sort of the structure of a good apology, where it's like, here's what I did, here's why I understand it's wrong, here's how it's not going to happen again, and, you know, I'm sorry. So that's like sort of the structure people are looking for, because with how much attention is on you at this point, and how much like people are viewing you in a critical light, everything you're going to put out is going to be like torn apart for pieces to look at anything they can use to turn against you. So that's why, like, I'm mostly looking at it from the perspective of like, okay, what can we solve behind the scenes over what really does need to be public. So that's why I'm like, maybe you should talk to Beckett, maybe you should talk to Mr. Enter, maybe, you know, you can see whatever interpersonal stuff can be resolved behind the scenes, and then you can make a response where you're like, you know, I spoke to Mr. Enter, and here's the consensus we reached where we talked about everything. I spoke to Beckett, here's how, you know, we reached our consensus, and so, you know, all of that is done in good with, we're fine. And, you know, I fucked up this video, I fucked up letting Courtney on this video, I fucked up, you know, presenting these allegations in the manner that they deserved, and I'm sorry, and, you know, it's not gonna happen again, essentially.
No, I mean, I guess, like, it's just, my biggest frustrations with Beckett specifically is his own, like the fact that he went in blazing saying this is a false report because Emily's shaky at best, kind of thing. And I think that's, like, I don't know, I guess I just feel like that's, like, I understand what you're saying, and I don't mind clarifying that, that's fine. But I guess, like, to say with your full chest that this is a false rape allegation without, like, with circumstantial evidences at best is incredibly, like, there's a lot of discussion about, like, other YouTubers saying, like, well, this was just my opinion, and I'm just like, that's great that it was just your opinion, but do you...
thank you Dreamer for the one. Dude, we're one dono away, dude. We're one dono away from doing the funny.
understand the reach that you had, like for like Cartoon Cheese specifically, like that was one of the things he said, and I'm just like, yeah, but like when the video's down and I haven't had a chance to respond, and the only access people are having about the information is from your video where you're saying things that are opinions that could be misinterpreted as fact, like that's objectively harmful. So
Really? That's interesting, KP. Yeah, when you're saying things that are like opinions that could be, seen as fact, that could be harmful. I don't know, like calling someone a rapist. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that a real interesting dilemma we have here? Interesting stuff.
So, I don't like the fact, like, just based on how, like, I guess suffice to say, I'm open, but, like, I'm not, like, I would like mutual, like, understanding that, like, hey, I did X, Y, and Z wrong too. Like, I don't want to be the fucking scapegoat when I think there's mutual things that have been going wrong behind the scenes. Like, I don't want to just go in there to be yelled at because I believe someone, and it's false because I say so because I like this content creator. Does that make sense too?
Yeah, like, I get that. Like, a good way to circumvent that is always by getting in a mediator. So by having a neutral party that, doesn't care for either of you, to put it like, I know this sounds really mean, but it's basically like the easiest way
I've
to like,
literally watched like
describe
zero
a
of
perfect
this
mediator. It
KP
needs to be
coverage.
somebody that doesn't give a shit about either of you, who's just there to keep the conversation on track. And
Falky
to
just
make
crashes
sure that
out
if
all the
things are
time.
getting heated, people calm down and reassess before they start going again. So, that would probably be a good idea rather than having it be just him and you, where things can escalate rather quickly, because obviously, and have like, somebody in there who's like, okay, we're here to talk about XYZ, here's how we're going to do it, here's what, this could mean, and so on and so forth, just to make sure that there's like even ground, and to have somebody step in case something goes like, because like these conversations are never easy, right? They're never going to be easy because it's always, emotional to an extent. So having somebody there who can be like, hey, shut the fuck up and take a breather before you keep going is a good idea in those instances. And it would also make you feel less like you're being put on the spot, where somebody's like, hey, you did something wrong. Justify yourself immediately, right? So
No, I get it. I guess it's just based on how Beckett has already framed the story before I even talked to him. There's already definitely some biases going on, and he already basically, like, I think, like, Laya was the mediator, but I'm kind of frustrated in hindsight that Laya, when like Beckett was like telling me that everything was false, Beckett didn't, like, Laya didn't say like, hey now, just, like, Emily might be shaky, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's lying about this too. So maybe Laya didn't want to like interrupt. Maybe there was not enough like information to make a make that call. But like, I guess my point is, like, I've tried a mediator, and unless there's a different mediator, it doesn't seem like, it seems like it's just going to be KP's wrong and I'm right, and that's like, I felt like I was, because like when I watched the his video that he did, like I felt like I was trapped essentially, because everything I said was, KP's just stupid, KP's just dumb, wrong. KP just doesn't know any better, she's just so fucking dumb. Like, there was no nuance that, like, it didn't seem to me like he was willing to change anything about his narrative based on talking to me at all, or be open to what I had to say.
Well, you believe someone with literally nothing but a vibe. I think it's pretty fair to say that you're reckless and idiotic. I genuinely think that is a fair statement, like, conclusion to come to.
Say, because he already had made a decision, and he already characterized me as someone who just was too stupid to, he was just too stupid and did stupid things. So
honestly, Axe, also what's up, Axe? But honestly, she's probably complaining like this, like wanting to be held with like baby gloves or whatever, probably because she doesn't really like get to be on the hot seat too much, really. I don't think she's like been like this blown out of proportion before, and it probably is getting to be too much to her. Obviously, it's unrealistic and it's dumb to like expect that, but that's probably why she's like, oh, stop being mean to me. Oh my god, please. It's like that. It's over, dude. It's fucking over. But no, that is genuinely like why I think like she just wants to be handled with baby gloves. It's like, handle it like the last dramas. It's, but like this is just such a major fuck up. Like, people are gonna crash out. It's just logically how it's gonna go down.
Oh, yeah, I guess we're talking in circles, but like I get it, but it just I guess like at this point it just seems like his biases are so clear that I don't think like I'm gonna get through to him about what I'm frustrated with. I think he's just gonna be like, you know, to the point where it's like name calling now and calling me slurs and what the other whatever else he said, the trust fund baby. So now I've got people saying, oh, you could have paid your editors because you were a trust fund baby, you just chose not to, and I'm just like, where are you getting this stuff, man? So I guess like I'm kind of open if we want to talk to Lio about it, but like I guess I'm just really frustrated in the fact that like the main reason why I was supposed to talk to Beckett in general, or the thing that I was, you know, I wanted to talk about it was like how like, you know, there's really problematic stuff going in on this community and with kids and stuff like that. He didn't seem like he, and still doesn't give a shit because it's not where his interests lie.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No.
So,
no.
like, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was about to say, I get that. Like, ultimately, it's up to you whether or not you want to do it.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, I'm just...
Yeah.
I know, I guess, like, I don't, like, I'd be open to it.
Dude, why is everyone being so mean to me, bro? Like, I just don't fucking get it, bro. I'm sorry, no warnings.
If, based on all of my experiences with Beckett up to this point, haven't been borderline slanderous, just in how he's used my interactions basically essentially to his benefit. And now he's just like, well, KP made a video I didn't like, I'm gonna embarrass her more by looking with DMs that she gave me to try to clarify the situation, to embarrass her. And it doesn't seem like I'm dealing with like a rational human being, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
no, that's completely fair. Like, ultimately, I think what this now all comes down to is the Q&A being received well, and people, you know, understanding your motivations, understanding that this wasn't made in maliciousness, that, you know, you're willing to accept that some of this was, you know, didn't go the way it was supposed to, where mistakes were made, essentially. And then from then on, it's kind of just, like, rebuilding yourself. Like, people are going to hold it against you regardless of what...
Put a trigger warning, Dude, why would you insult this woman, man? Like, what's wrong with her? She looks like the average everyday citizen. Like, I don't really understand, you know, the issues that you guys have. But like, put trigger warning. How about she put some pupils on, bro? Did she actually? Dude, I'm so touched. Oh, dude, no. Hold on. Dude, she got the me eyes. Hold on. No. Hold on. Let me control plus here. Dude. We'll go to this one. Oh, wait, no, wait. This one works better. Dude, shit. What the fuck, man? Dude. Dude, what the hell, bro? I didn't know KP had these eyes, bro. Dude, why? That is literally just KP's eyes, dude. Why does it fit so well? Dude. No. Dude. No. Yeah, whatever, dude. Dude.
Let me customize my character. There we go.
Dude. We need to make KP's character in Meme Maker. Okay? We need to... Oh, no. That's awful. That's horrible. Alright, I'm gonna continue the call, dude. I'm sorry. I keep getting derailed. This is fucked.
what you do, like even if you come out with the most banger response that you ever could, like the best apology ever known to YouTube, people are still gonna be like, oh, you know what, remember when you did this? Like it's kind of just how it goes, and eventually what will happen is that,
Hello,
you know, after
Polygon
you
y'all.
prove through your actions that you're
Polygon y'all,
improving,
what's up?
basically, they're gonna start moving on, because they're gonna be like, well, now all this kind of doesn't apply anymore, because like she's changed and she's gone better, and they're gonna come around.
What's up, Castle
It will
Pudding
take some
84?
while. It took like over a year for
Thank
me
you.
before things truly started calming down and things became normal again. But it's gonna happen at some point. It's like, obviously it's gonna suck, you know?
Yeah, I've unfortunately been here before, but like, oh me, like, so I can basically, I have majority of the Q&A done, and I was gonna also end it with like a whole like until this goes to a court, we will never know. Here's cases where it went in the accuser's favor. Here's cases where it went in the accused behavior. Like, you know, do your own research and, you know, whatever. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, when we're doing.
You got a turbo controller for Fossil Hunts and ZA Law? Dude, I've been low-key like wanting to, like, I've been debating on getting that game. Okay, but there's a couple things I don't like about Legends ZA. Oh, dude, I'm about to go on a fucking derail. Dude, this is awful. Okay. Who's DMing me? Oh, evil people. That's who. God, okay. You know what? We're gonna interrupt this KP programming. Alright, we're gonna interrupt this KP programming with ranting about Legends ZA. Okay. But like, I don't know. I'm actually quite like a big Pokemon fan. I've been playing it since a child. One of my childhood games was Platinum. So I have like the most attachment to that one. So yeah, I'm a Gen 4 guy. Fight me. Yeah. I think it's the best gen on God. And if you have any disagreements, your opinions could be placed in the shredder. So it's pretty fucked. Pretty fucked. But yeah. You see. Yeah, in the midst of the KP thing. Okay. So with Legends EA, realistically, I'm going to sound like such a coping Nintendo fan because I'm probably going to buy it too. That's the issue. You see, I think with Legends EA, right, I want to, I'm probably going to get it, but the Megas, I know this is a common complaint. The Megas did kind of low-key piss me off. And it's actually not even Starmie that pissed me off the most. I think the Starmie with legs could be funny. It could have been way better. I agree. The one that actually made me crash out, because like when I played X and Y in middle school, right, I always wanted a Mega for Dragonite. And then these motherfuckers put wings on his head and said it's peak. Dude, I was kind of pissed. I was a little pissed. Okay? I can't even lie. That shit kind of like was like, what the fuck are you doing? That like low-key pissed me off. Scarlet, Violet, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Yeah. Fair enough. Emerald is close third. Yeah, I mean, I kind of just have all the old games just for the funsies. But X and Y, like when it came to shiny hunting, X and Y was probably the one I used to do it the most just because I was a chain fishing nerd. And I don't know, the 1 in 100 chance was nice. Legends Arceus is like probably like one of the easiest games to shiny hunt in though, which I can't lie. Legends Arceus is pretty good. I'm not gay. Alright. It's a pretty good game. But, dude. Yeah, so like there's that. But yeah, speaking of shiny hunting, I actually like shiny hunting, right? But the problem I have, right, also with Legends EA, it kind of takes all the fun out of it. Like, and I'm not saying like it's the first game to do so, but like they babied it in my opinion. Like the bench method, the going down and up the stairs to the door, like, you know, to the room, basically spam flying to the same location, all right, over and over again, so that you could like basically nest all the shinies, because essentially they made it so shinies can't despawn, and that kind of is an interesting choice. I was told why, and I think it's had something to do with like some mechanic, but whatever. But shinies can't despawn, and that leads to people like nesting like, you know, 5 to 10 shinies in there after like, you know, spam flying to the same place for an hour. And it's like, where's the heart in this? There's like, it's just not the same. You can get shinies for pretty much just spamming for an hour. Dude, you can get shinies in like 10 minutes, which I know like that was probably like a criticism with like Legends Arceus, or like, you know, even Scarlet and Violet to an example, like to an extent. But it's like, I don't know, like shiny hunting is like baby, dude. Like you could just fucking do AFK shiny hunting. You could just go up and down the door and have like an up rubber band on the down button. All right, like, you know, on the down joystick. It's fucked. It's genuinely fucked. Okay. When people mention ZA, I could think of is the one simp thing. Yeah. To be honest, I can't judge too harshly. I play Magikarp Jump right now. Bro! I used to fucking shiny hunt in that game. It was awful. It was awful. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I'm biased towards Pokemon Moon because it was the first Pokemon game I played. Yeah. 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 Haha, DMs for a key PT. No. KP's paused. Okay. Kim paused. Okay. So, I think the obvious criticism, and I've heard it a lot too, it's like, the graphics, obviously, people have an issue with because, like, you know, Game Freak is literally making higher quality stuff. But it's like, at the very least, with the map design. Because it's interesting that it's all just one model. I will say, like, it's like, bro, it's all, the map's one model. You don't ever leave Lumio City. Which is interesting, because, like, the most interesting thing about, like, X and Y, like, I won't lie, Lumio City was definitely, you know, a key part of it. But there were so many areas I was kind of, like, hoping that I could, like, visit. Back from, like, you know, the game I played in middle school. But, like, no, it's just one city, which I guess is fine. But then even, like, with the map design, like, it is just, like, some walls are just stickers. It's kind of fucked. I can't lie. And it's, like, even though, like, dude, it's so gay, because even though I'm making, like, all these complaints for it, I am probably going to get the game. I think, like, a friend went to New York City for me just to get the game for some reason. So it's, like, realistically, I am going to have the game. I'm going to play it. Oh, but, like, the main thing I will say, I could probably excuse all of that if it would, like, but, like, the thing is, right, I've also seen that the tutorial is just fucking insufferable as well. Like, there's a lot of, like, it's making the choices for you for an open world game, which is like, bro, that's so gay. I just want to go there and just do stuff right away. I don't want to be restricted. Let's see. Sorry. Aw, okay. Oh yeah, shiny hunting in this game is AIDS. If anything, I'm curious how that Ditto farming game will go, not gonna lie, lol. The one model thing is for a cutscene with a hologram. Yikes. Not gonna lie, Lumia City was forgettable to me in X and Y. They tried to make it seem alive and busting like the city in black and white, but it was just empty to me. Oh, the tutorial was horrible. Yeah, for real. They're trying to account for the low IQ. No, you know what? Fuck you, Kalu! Fuck you! Is Ace gonna do a tiger stream? That would be so cursed. Tiger? No. No. I can't. I can't, ladies. Pokemon was so fun, but now it's like the most boring game franchise. Dude, like, I know Black and White, like, I've actually never played Black and White. That'll probably change soon. But, dude, with, like, Gen 4, we went from, like, yeah, I'm looking at, like, some of these modern games. Even though I was quite, like, you know, out of all things considered, right? I was quite fond of X and Y. Despite it being so easy, having, like, you know, the easiest story. Team Flare is not that memorable to me. Whatever, right? Like, in comparison to others. It's, like, with, like, Platinum, dude, all the legendaries had, like, such important statuses. It was, like, the God, Devil, Truth, Knowledge. Like, you know, there were so many legendaries that were just so insane in that game. Like, the Guardians, like, you know, the Lake Guardians were cool. The fucking, like, obviously God and the Devil. Like, because, like, Giratina is actually, like, one of my favorite shinies as well. And just a really cool Pokemon. But it's, like, Darkrai's gotta be, like, one of my favorites as well. Like, the Darkrai event and the Shaman event is, like, really fucking sick. I know you can't really get that, like, naturally anymore. But it's, like, oh, fuck. Oh, it's just spam clicked it. Yeah, but, like, there's just so much cool shit in that game. But, fuck me, I'm not the one who put a typo in the title. Yeah, buddy? Yeah? Dude, what'd I do? Yeah. Yeah, I like the Truth and Ideals. XY's plot was insane, but Team Flare was underwhelming compared to it. Yeah, because, like, yeah, you know, like, what do I remember more? Team Flare or the old guy that shot a mega cannon, basically having it be an alternate universe of Kalos to make sure that, they could all mega evolve. Because that's what X and Y is. It's a alternate universe to Red and Blue. Like, canonically speaking. Pokemon lore could actually get really insane. Even with Gen 4, the villain was so fucking psychotic. Like, he wanted to reset the universe, alright? Because he was, not satisfied with, what we had. Like, he wanted perfection. Wanted to reset the universe. Oh, yeah, that reminds me of, time and space as fucking Pokemon, too. Dialga and Palkia were fucking sick and badass. But it's like, bro, what the fuck? And we're just gonna go from that. It's like, Team Flare? Dude, we already had a fire team. That's called Team Magma, which had way more of, an interesting premise in Gen 3. But it's like, fuck, man. Fuck. I don't know. I could, yap about Pokemon literally, all day. Just because it's one of my neurotypical fixations. But, fuck, man. Fuck, I don't know. It's like, with the recent generations, it's like, I know this might piss some of you off, but, I don't know. It just doesn't feel the same, when I play, Sword and Shield or whatever, or, fucking, what is it? Yeah, I can't even remember the name. That's how bad it is. No, I'm kidding. Scarlet and Violet. Because it's, it just doesn't have that same feel. Doesn't have, the same, I'm not even excited for, the legendaries in the game anymore. It's, I don't know. It's, nothing, really makes me, want to go, oh, yeah, I need this now. But it's I don't know. It's at least with Gen 7, Necrozma became one of my favorite ones for legendaries and shit. But it's fuck. Justice for Oblock, we don't like abuse. What are you talking about, dude? Also, thanks for the 2. I guess I gotta do the thing now. Ugh. Ace, how tall are you? Dude, I'm literally 6'4". Gotta do a Pokemon Yapathon. Dude, Pokemon's awesome. Dude. It's over. It's over. Okay. I guess I gotta come in with my account. Sigh. Yeah, because if you guys don't know, Kalu is my alt account, actually. I just talked to myself. Hopefully that helps. Okay. Please do not give it to Reddish Drummer or Reddy. But, yeah. We're gonna gift a membership. Wait, shit. I can only do that on my PC, can't I? Wait, can't I gift it on my phone? What is wrong with this? Okay. Dude, why would I want to be a membership to my own channel? I mean, I know I drop bangers, but what the fuck? It's okay, dude. Okay, whatever. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I guess I do have to do it on my PC. Which... Actually, I'm just thinking about that. That's definitely going to link my card. So, what I'm going to do is go into OBS. Alright. And what I'm going to do is mute, is make it so that you can't see the display capture. Okay? You can't see this shit. Okay? We're making sure. And I'm going to make sure you can't see it. Just so I could actually give something. So, okay. Just so that you can't see it. Okay? It looks like it should be fine. Okay. I'm gonna send... Okay, whatever. What is it doing? Why can't I just gift one? Dude, this is so gay. Also, technology inept L, high hidden. Yeah, what's up, buddy? What's up, little bro? Whatever, dude. You guys... Wait, can I just do this for free? Okay. Lol. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna start another goal. Yeah, okay. Apparently I could just do that for free. I thought I was gonna have to pay for it. Whatever. But this time, it's gotta be a $5 minimum if you want those gift subs again. Okay? If you want those subs again. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. For some reason, I got 90 cell fossils and cool stuff. Cool stuff. All right, we're gonna turn back on my display capture. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, you're welcome. I didn't give it to Reddish Drummer, did I? Oh, thank God. Oh my God, thank God. Whew! I was real worried for a second. So how'd you run to KP? Dude, I saw her since, like, in Cat's Lair. And, like, she was really hyping up her, like, content and shit. I don't really know her, like, prior to that. But, like, then she, like, started, like, you know, venting about it, like, after, like, you know, getting some backlash. I'm like, there's no way this person's real. And I think she, like, went by, like, you know, something Goon. Like, there was Goon in her name, and I thought it was funny and memorable. Like, Head Goon or something. But yeah, evil stuff. Evil stuff. But yeah. But she ran from me. Dude, I'm kind of pissed, dude. She didn't, like, give, like, an interview to me, but she went to, like, Angry Slug, dude. This is fucked. This is messed up. Okay? I wanted to be a part of the Cool Kids Club, and I just wasn't, dude. It was fucked. But yeah. Sorry, Otis. We do gotta get back into KP. So, I'm gonna save the yaps for later. Dude, Redis, what are you doing, bro? Oh my God! What is this? What is this? Why is everyone so mean to me? Dude, this is fucked. Dude. So many people are DMing me. It's probably because I'm guilty or something. I don't know. Anyways, let's get back into the content, dude. Alright, let's get back into the call.
When we're doing these kind of stories, we can't pretend trauma responses aren't relevant when they're how people respond when they're in traumatic situations. Like, I'm sorry, like, you know, it's just like, oh, facts don't matter, guys, because I really like Saber Spark, and God forbid he's made a mistake. You know, like, even if it just comes down to a mistake, like,
yeah, like that's completely fair.
You know?
Yeah, like it's completely fair to point out that, you know, biases are not a good way to, like, shape your opinions on somebody. Like, just because you like somebody, it doesn't mean that they can't do heinous shit, essentially. Like, you know, regardless of whose side you're on, you should always look at the facts and the evidence that's out there and then come to your own conclusions. So I think, you know, including that is completely fine, to be like, hey, you know, you guys need to do your own research and stop taking other content creators' words for fact. Because, like,
right.
Yeah,
they
fine.
might be biased too, you know?
Right, and, like, that's... Go up, Toby. Sorry. It's my dog.
Ow.
Yeah, he's a cootie. Yeah, you probably saw him in the video.
I did, yeah.
I think the only good thing, like, someone left a comment, or I think in the server, it's just like, well, at least KP's dog is cute, and I'm just like, oh man, that bad.
Took me long enough? No. Fuck you, zombie. Alright. Pokemon derails are gonna be the best ones, okay? You know what? Just to add a little sprinkle, just to insult your wound, alright? I gotta say, my favorite starter from Gen 4 is Chimchar. Okay? I love, like, the line Infernum's been one of my favorites, and it's awesome. Okay? So fuck you. Fuck you. How do we go from KP to Pokemon for a hot minute? Dude, I could do it again. I'll do that shit again. You think I'm playing? You think I'm fucking playing? Yeah, I'll do that shit again. Don't test me. Don't test me, bro.
But yeah, like, I guess I can show you what I have, and that's kind of the angle I'm gonna lead with, and then I'll tell Lyo the same, and if, like, Beckett calms the fuck down and is willing to admit that maybe, like, calling me slurs was not
Yes, I
the
did.
best move, but he seems very,
Redis.
like, just by the fact that he's like, I'm not gonna cover the DA game stuff, or I'm still not gonna even bother to look into that, like, then it doesn't seem like you're doing your job, man. Like, you know, that was what I led with.
Okay, yeah, you guys really want me to keep ranting about Pokemon. I'll do it later. We'll do it later. All right, wait, let's get through some KP stuff, and I'll be back on the derail. You can't trigger my autism that easy. I mean, if you did some art, you know, with my character, with, like, you know, Chimchar or something, maybe I would. I don't know. Yeah, but who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way that he's just like, I'm gonna be mad about this and not, like, get attention to other things because I'm just mad about it. Like, it just seems like a lack of due diligence, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so let me what's your email? I'll send you what I
Oh yeah, let me
like, yeah, the script's pretty much done. It's just more me saying, here are illegal things.
Mimicue's
Here
based.
this is how people manipulate people. You know, this is how these laws happen. You know, that kind of thing. So
yeah.
I appreciate your help, by the way. Thanks for helping.
Oh, you're fine. Like, obviously, I'm often busy because I work, and then I have Lio server on my hands at times, and then I have Lio on my hands at times. So, I'm always like everywhere. So, that's why I kind of disappeared for a while, because I was like, oh god, everything's on fire, help. So,
Yeah, it's been on fire, but yeah, that was like one of my frustration is one of the because I had a really bad like Lio knows this, and I think that's why he sat he helped me with Beckett, but like I guess he probably, on hindsight, maybe there needed to be a little bit more firmer. Like, how do I put this? Like, I understand his motivation was to get Beckett to talk to me so Beckett could go a little less harsh, but I guess.
Oh, thank you for the 2. Imagine copyright striking people couldn't be me. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Oh, did I make the gold 10? I'm sorry. Okay. If you just get, 5, I'll do another gift. Okay? I did limit it to 5, per each one. But I do apologize for making it 10. That was dumb. My apologies. But if you just get halfway there, I'll do the gifted sub thing again.
But also didn't remove the biases there, and I think Lio was trying to play peacekeeper to be like, well, it's gonna be better if KP's here than it's gonna be with KP not here. So, I think that was probably his MO. But I'm reasonable. I'll talk to people. It's just a matter of if people are gonna respect. Which maybe in a week or two, we'll revisit it. But
yeah, no, that's completely fine. Ultimately, I'm not sitting here. I'm like, oh my god, you need to make a decision now, or else,
No. I guess I'm just trying to just clarify that. I'm open to it at some point, but I guess I just need to feel like I'm safe and I'm not going to be shit on for having to use weed as a coping mechanism for a very traumatic.
Yeah.
That was another one, I think.
Yeah. I get that. Ultimately, it's also best to just take a breather and look at how you feel about things and assess yourself.
I mean, I would laugh at that, but the weed thing is surprisingly common for a thing to be used to just relax yourself. Although I will say, it doesn't work for everybody. Sometimes it makes them a paranoid mess, so I would not recommend it if that's just what it does to you. But yeah, I don't know. It's oh my god, they do drugs. I don't know. It's just whatever, dude. It's ponder coded.
Because, I said this about Jar, Just a Robo, where it was the reason that half of his replies were fucking garbage is because he made them emotionally. He just, instead of calming down and taking a breather, he immediately went to reply to stuff, and that's how, we have a lot of bullshit now, because he just said things to defend himself rather than just sitting down and being oh wait, actually, these people are kinda right, So,
I don't.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna. Did I spell that right? Maybe I didn't spell that right. But anyway, I've always told Lio I don't pay attention to those other people's dramas. So he's like, where were you when this happened? I was like, I don't know. I don't pay attention, so I know almost nothing about things. Here, I'll give you commentator powers that be. Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but
no, you're fine.
what is that even about? By the way, is he just? I think Lio said he's just kind of a content creator that tried to align himself with bigger content creators, so that way if he got in trouble, it would be like World War I, where everyone kind of jumps in and helps him. Is that kind of the vibe?
Well, yeah, and the other problem with him is
how do you guys find yourself talking about fucking Jar?
To align himself with Cindy Bear, the known gamer, to defend her.
No! How do we get back to the Cinebear shit from KP? No! It's over. It's fucking over. It's so fucking over. I can't escape it. It's that's how I kind of joined the community, and I can't ever escape it. It's so fucking over. I need Jar to make a video on the KP situation. Would be epic.
And then when that didn't work out in his favor, he just crashed out, essentially. That's the kindest way I can put it. He was like, what if I defended a groomer? And then he was like, well, what if I also just crashed out and made everything burn and, everything sucks. So... So yeah, that's why I'm he was a prime example of why you shouldn't make a response when you're emotional. Because the first thing he did after he had a video leaked is he uploaded the same video instead of just saying, oh, this was the first draft and I'm gonna make a better draft, now, so haha, jokes on the person who leaked this video. And then he just went on any and all live streams he could and said some dumb shit. So that's, you know, bad, because you should sit down with yourself and be like, you know, I need to make sure I'm doing okay, you know, I'm taken care of, I've taken a breather, I'm completely ready to talk about this in, you know,
talked about
whatever
Jar so
way
much.
is necessary. But Jar was like, nah, what if I made it worse? It's like quite literally him.
No, I saw that, who was it? The guy that covered Lily, recently covered him, I forgot. I'm in his server. He gave me some lines sometime, but I'm blanking on his name. But yeah, I was just like, oh, it must be pretty bad if that guy's covering it. I'll just get the name of the dude. June the King.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was just like, I don't know anything about this guy. I just know he's a robot and dumb. It seems like
just a robot.
Like that's what I'm afraid. Like I don't know if Lias told you, but I'm getting ready to pitch a TV show, and I was like, I cried to Beck, and I was like, what if this hurts my TV show? What if they're like mean? And it's like, I think he said, well, Busy Pop's a thing, and whatever you did is not going to be as bad as Busy Pop. And I'm like, I guess we have that going for us.
Yeah, you know, at least you're not Busy Pop. A win is a win.
A win is a win. Yeah, I don't even know what she's gotten canceled for. It just seems
everything bad. Essentially. Like she made like zoophilic artworks. She has really shitty representation of abuse victims in her show. One of her characters is literally just based on like racial stereotypes. So she has a lot going for her, and it doesn't even include like the fact that there's an allegation that her pilot was apparently stolen from somebody else, and that she didn't pay her people properly, that she got rid of her voice actors for like more famous voice actors because that was more important to her than keeping the team she already had. Stuff like that, essentially.
Yeah, that was I
cool
did
stuff.
see that where they recast everyone with like people from Disney and stuff like that. No, I guess like I think I got super mad because I don't watch any of her content, but I did see clips of they got the voice actor of Jafar to play like a role in the other, not the Hella Boss. They both have H names. It's confusing. And I'm just like, did you guys just write this character so you can have Jafar's voice actor say daddy? And like, was that the whole motivation for all of this? Because like, if it was, then also kind of fuck you.
Yeah, no, like a lot of like the Vivzy Pop stuff is, oh my god, it is so bad. So like, you know, Beckett's kind of right. At least you're not Vivzy Pop.
At least I'm not Busy Pop, so you know.
We ball. We win. We win in this household.
So yeah, I think
It's
regardless, I think hello, thanks, hello Toby.
At least you're not a successful show writer.
Beckett might just be a little bit too
Thank
emotional
God.
and maybe again upset by things I have to explain better, which is fine. So maybe like I guess to your point, like in the future we can watch out for that, but I don't know if he's gonna be reasonable like right the fuck now. So
yeah, completely fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can absolutely look over
Again,
the stuff that you gave me and leave you like with some pointers.
My mouse was being gay. Again, it's like you can't really use the emotional thing for like, you know, oh, they instantly believed the side when like you flip the logic and it's like you instantly believed Emmy or like, you know, Emmy or whatever, right? It's like you instantly believe them, but you're just getting upset with Beckett instantly believing the other side. Like at least from your claim of it. It's like there are reasons to come to the conclusion of like, you know, Emmy lying. There is like plenty of things to like, you know, put that out. But it's like, it's very interesting. It's very interesting that like, if we flip the logic, we're supposed to just be cool with you, but like you have an issue when you flip the logic. It's very, very interesting.
Just to help a little bit. And then, you know, we can figure this out.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And you can let Lio, I don't know how much you talk to Lio, I assume more than I do, but like, yeah, you can let him know we talked and like, you know, if Beckett wants to play nice, I'm open to it. But like, I don't even like that. Like, I guess put it this way: like Beckett, like despite everything I'm least considering, because he's like at the end of the day, he might seem to tweak things based on feedback he gets. Like Enter, I feel like there's no point even based on just how he's acting, how he's like.
Yeah, like I understand that. Like, you know, ultimately it's probably best for you to like, you know, take a breather, take care of yourself first, and then make like decisions once you're ready to make them. Because like there's no point in you feeling unsafe or not doing well and then coming into a call and everything blows up.
Dude, how is this call another 10 minutes? Does KP just
gets worse, right?
get like
So,
mask off or evil?
Obviously, like the important part is taking care of yourself first and foremost, and then I'm gonna look over the stuff that you've given me access to and see how I can help you and give you some pointers and leave some comments and stuff.
Well, thanks for not thinking I'm the scum of the earth, or what did I say?
Oh, listen, there's worse people on this earth than somebody who made a shitty video, you know? Like, genuinely.
No, that's what I keep on saying to myself, but it just seems like I've you know, I've given Saber like such a big headache that, you know, I don't know. It just, and then the way, I haven't checked the Twitter, but I'm afraid to check Twitter because I've been told they're making fun of my appearance now and stuff, which is great. So.
Yeah, no, I get that. That is literally what.
Dude, who would do that? Who would make fun of KP's face? Dude, who the fuck would do that, bro? Look at her. This just looks like something that could be mocked. sorry.
To me last year, where like by a quote unquote accident, my face was leaked, and then people started like going at my appearance, and I had people downright like, for example, doubt the validity of my marriage. And like the validity of my relationship, because, you know, why not, I guess, sure. So I absolutely get what you're going for, and it was like a horrendous time for me, but once I realized that, you know, fine, you know, it happened, I just have to kind of work on myself now and take a breather and take care of myself. I kind of just stayed on the low for a while and then came back stronger than ever. So I think this would probably work very similar to that, where it's like, you know, once your Q&A is out, people are still gonna be assholes about it because that's just how people are, and then eventually they'll just forget this even happened, because like commentary amnesia is real.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, like, it's just, I mean, you get, like, I'm sure you know, you get in your head a bit about, like, is this how I really am based on how I'm screaming about everything? So.
Yeah, I get that. It's like where you start, like, basically being like, oh, am I really, like, such a terrible person? Like, are people right about me?
The
Am
answer
I
is
just an
yes.
asshole? Do I need to, like, not be online ever again because I suck ass? And then at some point you're like, well, you know, I made a mistake, and that happens, right? Like, we all fuck up at some point in life, and I just need to, like, move forward and, you know, prove to people that their assumptions of me are incorrect. And that's kind of, you know,
KP will never move on.
It's like, well, you know, I know there's something about KP, but I don't remember, so no.
I don't remember. It was such a long time ago. No, I mean, like, I guess it's hard because I remember when the doesn't pay people thing happened, and that followed me around essentially till the pony fandom ended, and probably still kind of to some extent, which, you know, was, yeah, sorry, I don't know if you know or care, but so part of my trauma brain was just like, oh no, what if it's just like that again, where I never feel like a person anymore.
Yeah, no, I get that. Like, for me, that was because Beckett on a live stream of his brought up a fanfiction I've wrote, and it led people to claim that I was, like, anti-Semitic, and that followed me around for a good long while. Like, it was, every time I repeated somebody, it was like, oh, weren't you the girl who wrote the X-Men Holocaust fanfiction? I'm like, shut the fuck up, perhaps. Under circumstances, keep your mouth shut, do me a
But weren't you?
favor. And now I've arrived at a point where I was recently streaming, and somebody brought it up, and I was like, you know what, we're just gonna address this, because this is funny. And so I explained it, and I was like, well, first of all, you know, you can't read, and second of all, you're silly. And then everybody on the stream was like, oh yeah, no, this is stupid, and we just laughed about it. So you'll get to that point too, I promise.
Okay, thanks, Doctor.
I got you. Yeah, no, like,
can you tell me about the fanfiction now? Now I'm kind of curious, because I don't know anything about X-Men, but I know Magneto was like.
Okay, look, I'm sorry. You see, I got something. Sorry, guys. I know you guys were definitely really enjoying that KP stuff, but dude, I just got some fan art. I just got, so I can't finish this just yet. So, yeah, dude, this is actually really good, Nabi. Like this, dude. I got Chimchar. She. Sigh. It's time for a derail. Yep. Pokemon Derail Part 2. Alright. Booting up the game. Okay. So yeah. I think, Dude. Okay. You know what's actually really interesting? I'll tell you this. Okay? Because I don't mind sharing this. I think, like, part of the reason why, like, Pokemon was, like, such a magical experience for me in middle school, and this would have been, like, you know, when X and Y just came out, right? So, essentially, one day, we all really liked the concept of the game, but everyone at school was playing it. We all had 3DSs. We all would, like, flex shinies and shit like that, right? And what these kids would do, right, because they really liked, you know, emerging it in real life, is we would essentially, at the cafeteria, right, at, like, you know, lunchtime, what we would do is we would essentially have people pretend to be gym leaders, all right? And people made custom badges, right? And fuck, man, we were able to, like, carry them around and flex them, dude. It was fucking sick. Okay. And it became a lot more of a stronger thing that they did. Because even though, like, I know it was, like, a controversial thing at the time, with Sun and Moon, right, with the trials rather than the gyms, people didn't like that Sun and Moon didn't have gyms, especially in my school. So we had, like, you know, assigned gym leaders, okay? So a person could only use, like, you know, all of one type. You beat them, you get their custom badge. And it's like, I really thought that was cool. That was, like, really magical. I remember, like, I would stay up, like, late at nights to, like, you know, find Pokemon to, like, you know, just be strong enough to beat them. Or, like, an X and Y. I would, like, be shiny hunting, but then realize I'm bad at it, so I just did, like, a bunch of, like, wonder trading and GTS searching. So, yeah, lots of fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff. But it was fucking evil, dude. Me and my friends would play Pokemon at recess, but we would be the Pokemon. Dude, that's that's evil. Dude. Fucking hell. But yeah. Yeah, I would genuinely say that if you move past and screw it, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, like, yeah, so, like, we did, like, a lot of custom shit like that. I had people, like, you know, I had some friends that came over for sleepovers. And honestly, one time, I was such a dick once. I had to give it back. But I thought, like, you know, in Gen 6, I could just trade over my Scatterbug to, like, take my friend's Mewtwo. And I thought that was going to work out. And all I did was just, like, you know, close the game without saving it. I didn't realize trading just pretty much auto-saved after it was done. I thought, like, I could just, like, glitch it and have two Mewtwo's. He came back just to find it, like, his Mewtwo was gone. It was just a Scatterbug. Dude, he got so mad. He, like, started trying to, like, reach for my 3DS because he wanted to, like, break that shit. I'm like, no, okay, I'll give it back.
At least I got the Pokedex entry, I guess.
Dude, it was so bad. I also remember how I started Gen 6. My friend really wanted me, like, to get into it. And they gave me a shiny Snover, actually, to be, like, you know, my starting Pokemon. So I didn't even start with the Gen 6 starter. I started with, like, a, you know, shiny Snover. Then I evolved it into, like, an Abomasnow, right? And I just kept, like, getting shinies and shit. But it was the Pokemon I carried through the whole game, okay? It was a bit weird to, like, you know, beat, like, the Elite Four with, like, an Abomasnow rather than, you know, the respective starter. Very odd stuff happening. Don't call me a nerd! I remember a kid scamming me out of all of my Pokemon cards back in school right now. So about that, I had a hustle. Okay, so I'm also, like, a huge Pokemon card collector. I actually recently, in modern day, I had to, like, you know, stop at, like, a card place. I bought, like, a shiny Pikachu. Because, like, I needed it. It was mint condition. No, but, like, back then I was awful. Because I tried to complete the Pokedex with the Pokemon from their respective gens. So, like, Gen 1, right? I was trying to have completely filled with, like, 1990s cards. Like, you know, with red and blue. And there was this one kid that didn't understand the value of the cards he had. And I did a hustle, bro. I got, like, these gold breaker cards, which they liked a lot because of the aesthetic, and they were cool. I can't lie, right? But how it went down is, one of those cards would get me 4 red and blue cards randomly. Like, at random. Because he was just like, oh, who cares about these nothing Pokemon? Keep in mind, alright, you could just get those gold breaker cards at the time really easily. So getting 4 old cards is insane. But yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I got, like, you know, over 30 cards from that kid. Lol. And his dad's probably, or, like, you know, his parents are probably gonna be like, where the fuck did, like, all these go? And they're probably gonna be beat. But who am I to deny a trade? Because I was also a part of the Pokemon trading club. And I got a lot of cool shit. I think, like, I unironically, like, have an original Dialga. I also have, like, Pokemon, like, other Pokemon from, like, their original times. Oh, dude, I got so mad, though. I got so mad at one kid in the Pokemon Trading Club. Okay? I was about to get a Pikachu that was, like, an original Surfing Pikachu card. But this one cunt, okay? Because the kid didn't know how much their card was worth, okay? I was willing to give an extra legendary I had. I know, I'm a dick, right? I was willing to get an extra legendary I had to get that card. And they're like, they were about to be sealed on it. They're like, oh, yeah, I don't care about this red and blue Pikachu. I want that legendary. Then another kid stopped them and said, whoa, 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 your card is very valuable. I wanted to fucking deck that kid. Dude, he stopped me from getting a hard-to-get card. Dude, I was so enraged. Yeah, collecting cards right now is diabolical. Fuck, you mean a new card could cost up to 1k? That's what I'm saying. Hey, Space, I always knew you were trans. Fuck you. Fuck you. Donate button now. Dude, I was a kid. Gen 6 was the talk of the town of my roommate. Friend of 10 years ago got a shiny Lugia from Wonder Trade, and never since then I trade so many Magic cards to see what I would get, Lamau. Dude, I remember getting like a shiny Terrakion from fucking from Wonder Trade. I didn't even know what a Terrakion was. I just thought it was a random Pokemon. I kept on to it just for a friend of mine to be like, that's a shiny legendary. Keep in mind, I've never played Black and White. So, so I was just like, oh, okay, I guess I got a legendary now. Cool, I guess. Yeah. Dude. I'm so mad. Because, dude, I could have had so many more rare cards. Dude, I was a little bit of a dick. But, dude, someone even had that fucking old Mew card. Okay, and just for, you know, the non-nerds to know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? Ugh. Dude, I remember, bro. I remember there was a kid with this card, and they had no idea what the value was. Dude, I got robbed off of this card, bro. I was like, I want that. And then the kid said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't ever trade that card to anyone. And I was like, what? Dude, I wanted this card so bad. The kid, like, fucking robbed me. I was so pissed. I don't know if anyone else has said it yet, but you and KP's close just looks like KP doing blackface. Dude, it's blue. It's blue, Lio. Also, what's up? Dude, this is so infuriating, though. I could have got this card if that kid wasn't a cuck. It was the same kid every time, too. I just wish that he got, like, fucking sick so I could have just got some cards. But no. His parents hated him so much they wanted him to stay another hour away from the fucking house so he could cuck me getting rare cards. Fuck that kid. Fuck him. Bro, fuck him. Womp womp, fuck you, zombie. Dude, I have 3 of them? No, you don't. No, you fucking don't. No, you don't. This card's $1,000 fucking dollars. I don't believe you. I don't fucking believe you. You are evil, okay? I don't think you have the real one. Okay? Dude, this is so evil. No, it's blue. Tempest, it's blue. It's blue. You guys are saying womp womp. Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you. Dude, how did we even get here, bro? How do we even get here? Dude, I mean, I guess it's just because of that Pokemon drawing, huh? And that is what I asked for. But, dude, I'm a huge fan of Pokemon. Huge fan of them. My brother actually collects a lot of the Tomy toys, and, like, he would do stop motions with them. Yeah, he does have a YouTube channel, but I'm not gonna, like, say who it is, because I'm not sending commentary, evil autists over there. But, I did voice act in some of them, because I'm a cool brother. But yeah, no, he would collect a lot of Pokemon Tomy toys and do stop motions with them, which I thought was pretty sick. But, no. This is fucked up, bro. This is fucked up. I was robbed off of so many rare things. But you know what? It is what it is. Neurotypical, by the way. Yeah, I'm not autistic. I'm neurotypical. Alright. I might have been a Nintendo kid and occasionally played the, you know, handful of Sonic games, but you know what? I'm as neurotypical as they come. Okay? I'm more neurotypical than I don't know. Fuck it, man. There's not even an example because that's how neurotypical I am. Like, fuck, dude. It's over. Ace has talked about predators, creeps, and weirdos, but this is the most heated I've seen him. What do you mean, Lio? Dude, you know how pissed I would be if a predator took my $1,000 card chance away from me, you know how fucking pissed I would be? If a pedophile stopped me from getting a rare fucking Pokemon card? Dude, I'd beat him up. I'd beat him the fuck up. Everyone would be like, oh, he's beating him up like because he's a pedophile and likes kids. I'd be like, wait, this guy likes kids? Like, dude, that would be me, okay? That's like, that's fucking evil. Ace Face, I regret donating to. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Take a test. I already did. I fucking won. All of you guys lost. All right, you can't convict me of autism. Ah. Bros cross-dressing getting heated about Pokemon. Nothing neurotypical is straight about this shit. You know, maybe since I cross-dress, it's like the estrogen. Fuck. Next time he rages like this, I should do it. He should do it in his Charlie voice. Dude, I don't have a Charlie voice. Dude, this is fucked. This is so fucked. This is so fucked. Dude, Ace calling a kid a pedophile, no way. I didn't call the kid a pedophile. I said if a pedophile stopped me from getting a good card, I'd beat the fuck out of them. Alright. You're acting like a freak? No, I'm not. I never got into collecting Pokemon cards as a kid, but I have been recently, and it's fun. Yeah, it is fun. Yeah. I like collecting this stuff. It's pretty cool. I could probably take pictures of it and post it in Spurgatory at some point. Actually, I think I have my card. Yeah. I have a shiny Pikachu on my desk. Because I never properly put it away, Lamau. Actually, yeah, let me let me ignore these enemies real quick. And just take a quick picture, dude. I'm gonna take a quick little picture. Because we know Reddish Drummer likes little things. And I kept the shit in the casing, too. Because this shit is, like, mint condition, okay? Dude, the type of derails I'd be on. Alright, I'm gonna post this in Spurgatory. I might just say, like, gulp. I'm not gonna ping anybody. I'm not gonna ping a living soul. Alright. The fucking monkeys, dude. I love the default, just changing it. Why don't you, like, make it something specific? Well, because it's funnier just to let it just be itself. Like, dude, also, what the fuck? Dude, look at these plushies, dude. This is fucked. Mega Kyogre. Well, actually, that's Primal Kyogre. My fault. Palkia, dude. Like, fucking... Dude, Typhlosions, bro. You know, the normal one. Hisuian. Dude, this is cool stuff. This is cool stuff, dude. Cool stuff. But, like, I'm now gonna post the card. Because, yeah, that's what you all came here to see. Not the KP content, alright? You didn't come here for the KP content. Like, don't even fucking lie to me, okay? You came here for this card, okay? I don't have autism, bro. You're so mean. I'm as neurotypical as they come. Okay? Now look at this shit. Look at this shit. Isn't this awesome? Isn't this sick? Okay? Isn't this pretty fucking awesome, dude? Look at this shit. Like, I got this very recently. It's mint condition. Okay? It's still in the casing. Alright, shiny Pikachu. The art's pretty fucking sick. Alright? This is pretty awesome. Okay? Yeah. 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 I have no shame. I have no fucking shame. Okay? I'm a grown man that collects cards. Okay? And you know what? It's something I like to do. Okay? Maybe I don't autistically build Transformers and Gundams, but you know what? I autistically build Lego sets, okay? That's my counter. But you know what? I got some cool shit. Alright? I got lots more, but this was just the only one that was like prepared. Just to like take a picture of whatever. Dude, this card's just fucking sick though. Look at this shit. Like, dude, this card like came out in 2024, so it's a recent one, sure, but it's just it's awesome. It's mint shiny, and the shiny ones are harder to get. Dude, what the fuck? Okay, I am not autistic. You fucks. Fuck at Opblock. Dude, fuck him. Okay, I'm just gonna... Anyways, nope. Nope. I triggered the Falgi. I've awoken him. I've awoken him. Loser behavior? No, it's not. No, it's not. We all know it's not. Don't even pretend. Don't even pretend. You see, I know you're trying to get it own, like, really desperately. Alright, really desperate. But it's not working. I'm sorry to say. What is this? N-word on stream, Ace? Okay, I'm not saying it. Dude. Okay. I'm responding to the allegations. Okay, Tempest. Okay, calm down. Okay. Okay. Does Falky collect Pokemons? No. No. He collects E-girls for his Aram, dude. It's fucked. Anyways, okay. I think I've derailed long enough. And everyone's just, like, kind of retarded because of, like, how good my derail was. Oh, Falky, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. No. No. I'm ignoring him. No. As the alpha male, I refuse to engage not because I'm afraid of what he'll do, but because I know what I'm capable of. Okay? And I'm going to continue.
In the Holocaust, right? So do you just write a prescription from that?
It was basically, I wrote a story in which a girl, like my character in OC, was really young, a medical prodigy, and she was in Germany in 1945, and so the Nazis went to her and were like, you're working for us now. And she was like, I fucking hate that, and I hate you guys. So I'm going to work against you from like inside the concentration camp, as was customary back then. There's like loads of doctors who did that. And she was caught, and she was horrifically experimented on, and tortured, and eventually escaped. And that is like sort of part of Magneto's backstory, because I had somebody who shipped Magneto with my character, and that's why I wrote like that part of the backstory. Now the person I was shipping with, ironically, was my groomer. That didn't help, but people found a part of that fanfiction where very clearly the Nazis are the bad guys, like very clearly. I don't know how much clearer I could have written that. And also, it was like 10 years ago when I was like 16, or younger even.
The depictions
and people,
of Nazis
like,
are kind of scary, though.
said, you know, fucking Hidden's not a Nazi, you guys are dumb. But his audience, because they, like, if you add the IQ of his audience together, you'll get like room temperature, basically. Decided, decided
does make me feel a bit better.
Decided, you know what, I'm just gonna call Hidden a Nazi over this. And it was like, bro, okay, like, thank you, I am sure. And the other part of that was when he reviewed a video I made on somebody who was deeply problematic. He made it seem like to his audience like this was a huge nothing burger and it was unnecessary. And then ironically, his mod staff used my video a year later to kick that person from his Discord, and I was like, well, almost like I had a point, you know? Like, and it's stuff like that where I'm like, yeah, Beckett's audience will always be kind of assholes. They're always going to be a little bit like of garbage, but they also forget really quickly. Yeah, no, like,
so was it even a fanfiction if Magneto wasn't in it? Was it just like
I mean,
a story?
I guess he was technically mentioned in parts where, you know, it was sort of like, oh, you know, I've met this young kid named, I think his name is Eric, like when it isn't Magneto. I met this young kid called Eric, blah blah blah. So sort of yes, but sort of no. But like, man, it was so silly because it was blown so out of proportion. It was just like a work of fiction I wrote when I was a kid. Why do you care so much, right? Like, what? Stop, essentially.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Like your fanfiction is technically a fanfiction, but not really, just because you technically mentions.
Yeah, like it was hilarious, to be honest. And this is what I mean when I'm like, yeah, people are gonna run around with stuff about you for a while because they just want to say it to say it. But then eventually they'll figure.
The weakness I try to hide from you, little bro. Dog, this hidden stuff has been public for a while. It's just I don't give a shit about it, bro. Like, and I'm not saying that, like, you know, as, like, you know, Hidden doesn't deserve to defend himself. I mean, it's fair to correct the record. But it's like, realistically, I just can't really give a shit. I don't think she's a bad person for it. It's insane. Like, it's such a stupid thing to harp on. But, like, so it's like, obviously, I don't care. I just don't care, lol. I just don't. But whatever. You're sweeping. You're sweeping.
Yeah, and you'll just point the finger and be like, oh my god, you're fucking stupid. Like, just shut up, right?
Yeah, like, I'm trying not to get too, comfy about that in this video, but I'm just like, now that I've done the research, I'm just like, guys, this isn't here's where it says it's a crime, like, X, Y, and Z thing, and this is why, like, DA Games should have handled it differently based on, like, UK laws, so, what's going on? So, I don't know, I'm just surprised no one, like, I'm surprised Beckett, like, didn't even look into US cases that were similar to Saber and Emily's and been like, well, this is where, like, even just to say, like, I'm right because this one case went the way that, you know, this is going. So I'm kind of, yeah, so that's Sorry, just observations, I suppose.
Yeah, no, like, I get that. It's mostly just, like, a lot of people, I think, you know, the thing always has been with content creators that if they're big enough, their audience would kind of just take whatever they say as fact and refuse to do their own diligence and come to their own opinions, which is something that we had to curb in Cat Slayer a lot, where it's like, when Lyle says something, people would just take it as fact, which, like, no, do your own research. You're allowed to have an opinion. You should try having an opinion. It's good for you. So, I guess, like, part of the reason why it often feels so overwhelming is because you don't just have the content creator that's, like, currently going against you, you also have their audience, because they would rather listen to their favorite content creator over doing research. So, like, it feels like a lot, and ultimately it will continue to feel like a lot. Like, I'm not going to lie to you and be like, oh, it's magically gonna go away in, like, 2 days, you're fine. But eventually it'll calm down, because people will have, like, basically chew through you until you've no longer got any taste. They're just, yeah, that's the best way I can describe it, where they'll chew you again and again like a piece of bubblegum until, like, oh, you know, this tastes like nothing anymore, I'm gonna drop it. And that's, like, how's it probably going to go for you as well, where it's like, yeah, we're gonna talk about you again and again and again, and oh wow, now it's boring, never mind, we're moving on.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
It's over.
But, yeah, I've talked a lot. So I guess do you want to just, like, look over what I have and just let me know how you're feeling? Or, I don't know what your day's like today, but...
Yeah, like, I'm
Get out of there! Hidden! Run while you still can!
Right as well. Aha! Help! So, like, I'm probably gonna skedaddle from this call and then leave you some comments or, like, DM you about it and be like, hey, here's how you can change this up or that up. And then if there's anything important, I can reach out to you, or you can reach out to me, and we can just figure it out.
Okay, sounds good. And then just as a note, since I guess you're mod now, that's probably a good situation, because I don't know if you know how my server works, but, like, basically everyone jumps ship except the mini-mods, and the mini-mods just there to host events.
Yeah.
And basically said, like, congratulations, you guys are all mods. Have any other regular mods who are confrontation. So the server's just going to be on lockdown until this video gets up, and then hopefully we don't get people that are... Hopefully by that time things will cool off a little bit, so we don't just get people trying to argue about stuff, or showing up to argue about shit, and that's it, so...
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so if this is all, then I'm probably gonna yoinky splanky and skedaddle and bother my husband.
Okay, you go do that.
Yeah, alright. Enjoy your day, take care of yourself, yeah?
But did she actually bother her husband? Or was she just trying to run? We'll never know.
Yeah, you too, thanks.
Alright, bye!
Get out of there! Sigh! Owned, I guess. So yeah. It's kind of like how I would expect it to go. A lot of coping from KP. Although I will say, yeah, obviously it looped a lot, but obviously, like, if you're civil, you're gonna engage with it regardless. Nothing really. I don't really have anything to say for Hidden, per se. But like, I don't know. It's just like, it's mainly just it's a lot of looping, a lot of fucking loopy. It's over. I think, like, KP said the same shit like 5 times, but you know, it's all right. I wanted to watch the full thing, so I didn't, like, take anything out of context. But fuck, dude, it's so over. It's so fucking over. Because I know, like, I know Hidden sent me some other stuff, but I wanted to, like, go over the scheduled programming first. Because I know, like, recently, some people, I say recently, this was a little bit ago, but still, KP has pretty much, like, kind of, like, hit a new low, if you will, right? With the false strike shit. What's the false strike shit? Well, let me read some of it. We intend to fight these false strikes and have already had our first counter notification accepted by YouTube. KP now has until the 30th of October, which is approaching within 6 days, to take me to court and sue me IRL, or we win the first strike and that video goes back up. No news yet on the other 4. Jenny. Dude, there's... She's not going to be able to do it with any money, bro. It's so fucked. It's so fucked. KP is stuck in a Sonic loop. No, for real. For real. Dude. So, yeah. It's over. It's so fucking over. Yeah, because, like, what was it? 1 full strike and 4 more pending strikes currently. IloveKimPossibleAlot is straight up trying to have my channel deleted. She struck multiple creators' videos covering her. This is blatant abuse of the system of silencing creators. Because, like, what was it even saying it for? Due to a copyright removal request that we received, your video will be taken down from YouTube in 7 days. Copecast, KP, and hidden interview leak. Dude, but that's fair use. Unreleased script draft and associated material by Rachel Alexandria. Entire video. IloveKimPossibleAlot. Dude. Dude, that's how you know it's just like bullshit too when it's like the entire thing. The entire stream? Really? I have a video on the copyright stuff too. It's only 6 minutes and 4 minutes with all my emails with YouTube, so... Is that, hold on. I think that was the... Are you talking about, like, the just struck my channel or the update? While you answer that, I'm just gonna look at the other strike stuff. Let's see. Holy fuck! Hit an interview. KP is out of her damn mind. Cubcast watching a KP's TA game vid. Cubcast strikes, KP strikes me again. Okay, you can't strike someone for talking about being striked. What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Dude, like, a lot of this, obviously, this is all just fair use. It's all fair use. It's very interesting that the media reviewer who, like, takes clips from, like, very popular big company shows is, like, trying to, like, copyright strike people. Dude, it's over. It's fuck me. It's fuck my life, bro. It's over. It's fucking over. But yeah, fuck. Sorry, I'm just checking DMs. Dude, you just unironically just sent me Jeff the Killer and said, look at KP. That's fucked up, Ivy. The other stuff is just explaining fair use and shit. Okay, I think, to be honest, I'm probably just gonna look at the update one. Because, like, I saw that, like, you also talked about it here. KP just struck my video, too, despite, the transformative nature of a Q&A. Let's talk. Dude, this is cooked. This, dude, fuck me. I'm a 500 sub channel that entirely transformed the work I'm displaying. It is read my partner with my assets still, and some background. There's no copyright infringement. It's deliberately abusing copyright strikes. Okay, yeah, I got the gist of it. I got the gist. Because fuck me, right? Let's look at the update video. We'll take a look at the update. Do I still have it speed up? Yeah, let me slow it down just a tad bit.
Hi, it's me again. Today's the day, I think, in like 4 hours at time of recording. My video will go down and I filed a counterclaim because genuinely, wholeheartedly, I believe that the claim was misplaced. But that's not all I've been doing. Over the last few days, as many of you have seen, I've been active on Twitter sharing the responses I've got directly from YouTube support. They have passed my concerns over to the copyright team and came to the conclusion that...
Hi there, thanks for reaching out. I understand that you're reaching out about the fake scheduled copyright takedown notice you have received a claimant, which you mentioned is abusing the copyright system, and I can imagine how concerning this can be for you. Let me help you with this. Please know that I've escalated your case to the copyright team for further investigation. There's no need to reply for now. Okay.
KP isn't abusing copyright. No one has surfaced...
First, thanks for the patience. I reached out the copyright team. I've already... Okay.
level. YouTube's response seems reasonable. They aren't actually in the business of determining what is and isn't fair use and what is actually infringing copyright. Their business is forwarding claims, so I cannot and will not expect them to...
Okay. Oh, there's a DM here. Oh, by the way, I got a question about your first response video that I forgot to ask. Did that one have any previous drafts? Asking mostly because I want to see if there's anything you removed but still have feelings about that we could include in this one. Yeah, sure. Here's the rambly version. How long will you need for feedback, by the way? I'll definitely leave my notes tomorrow, I think, because that day off, I have that day off as well. Okay. Thanks again. I think we'll be good friends. Haha. Yeah? we got this step by step. Dude, it's so over. Okay.
Make the assessment here. But that's never been my point. The point isn't whether or not KP is right with it.
Let's see. I had heroin. Thank you for reaching back and for providing extensive details and context regarding the copyright claim on your video. However, I want to clarify the scope of our review process. When our copyright team investigates a claim for abuse of copyright system, they are primarily looking for evidence of fraudulent or legally baseless claims on a large scale. For example, a claimant asserting ownership of content that they clearly do not own. The points you have raised, including arguments of fair use, parody, alleged verbal permissions, the copyright of AI-generated script portions, and the claimant's personal motivations. Okay. Our legal arguments regarding the use of a specific material in your video. YouTube cannot act as a court of a mediator to determine the validity of fair use claim or to educate interpersonal disputes between creators, these matters are precisely what the DMCA's counter notification process is designed to handle. Okay. Filing a counter notification is your formal legal statement asserting that you have the right to use the content when you feel it, like when you file it. You are initiating a legal process that requires the claimant to either retract their claim or prove they are seeking a court order to keep the content down. This is designated pathway to challenge a takedown on legal grounds such as fair use. Therefore, our copyright team review found that the claimant does hold a plausible copyright claim to the underlying material they identified, and thus the takedown request was not fraudulent abuse or of our tools to dispute over how you use the material. Okay.
Striking my channel, which she isn't, by the way. It's
okay. Yeah, dispute have used the material must be resolved through one of the 3 established options. Okay, file a counter notification, seek a retraction, wait for the strike to expire. Yeah, 3 might be the most likely. Try 1, 2 is not going to work. 3 might be the most likely, sadly. Okay.
the manner of which she does it, maliciously. The point is that KP isn't striking anyone based on copyright issues, and she strikes based on anger and subjective feelings. There's a reason she only struck people that either wronged her or are heavily critical of her. Me, co-conceived, the op block, internet adjacent, and that's a problem. YouTube may not be in their right to determine fair use, but they are within their right to determine malice and act accordingly, and said malice has been proven to them, repeatedly now. YouTube knows that KP is striking on invalid terms, and they are complying with it, because they're more scared of a weed-addicted pissing on the couch Disney adult, possibly smelling an inkling of legal misconduct she couldn't even pursue, then they are willing to uphold the integrity of the platform. KP is striking people up to the point of risking channel terminations, in Beckett's case, for example, and YouTube expects us to sit, hand our personal information to KP, and wait when a solution is right there. I'm not calling for KP's channel to be deleted, that's weird and performative as fuck, but I am calling for YouTube to assess the situation, remove the false copyright strikes, and then penalize KP accordingly. This is a case of a YouTuber with over 120,000 subscribers silencing creators a 12th their size for the sole crime of being pissed at her for spreading false allegation, lying to everyone involved, peddling his allegations for personal grievances, and are actively striking and privacy claiming videos that don't allow this pattern to continue. YouTube has since confirmed that they refuse to take action, pointing to the legality being on KP's side. Fine then, counter-strike it is. See if mommy and daddy paid to take me and others to court, KP. Now on a side note, KP has literally no leg to stand on. I've explained the fair use mechanic in the last update. I'm not doing it again, and I don't need to, but let me address a few counters you might hear from KP moving forward. They're just re-uploading my scripts and draft. Wrong, we're parodying them. And that is protected under fair use. By definition, a parody is a comedic commentary about a work that requires an imitation of the work. Therefore, parodies are used copyrighted works for the purposes that fair use was designed to protect. Added onto that is the fact that our works are transformative, adding our own visuals, our own voices, and even art in my case. They're using my original works and are leaking things I didn't put out yet. Correct, but in a transformative manner. In your own words that you broke by striking, by the way, you say that you're fine with commentary. Yet you've taken down videos from Salgis and Beckett's channel that are entirely commentary.
Because like the amount of like leaked audios I see just go around, and like it just doesn't get taken down. Like I don't know, it's just very interesting. Whether it's like confrontation calls or just other like calls in general, you'd think it would be strike down, but like it's very interesting. It's very interesting what does get taken down. But like for many other situations, I just don't see it happening, which is funny. But it's very interesting that it's like she's successfully striking multiple people. Doesn't make her look good at all. She actually looks worse in public perception than she did before. It's really dumb of her to do this.
3 screenshots and 1 video into a 6-hour stream. How much more commentary could there be? The only thing I can possibly give you is striking archives of your video, as these constitute a straight-up re-uploads of your original content. Though, being for real, who cares? If it's not archived in YouTube, it's archived elsewhere, so why do you give a shit? Let me end this off by saying all I can say at the end of the day. YouTube may be on your side, KP, but the internet and the community is not. You cannot come back from this. And the fact you spent your time actively manipulating what little audience still wants to be on your side while
Yeah, okay, I saw this the other day. This was so fucking insane to me. Here, heads up, things have escalated to doxing, etc. The server is locked until further notice to keep you guys safe. Please be careful. Okay, so the doxing thing, right? It's interesting to me that she didn't strike these people and didn't think that, her personal information would be attached to that. That's how people find shit out. That is how people literally find shit out. With like just striking people and then a retraction, you gotta like dox yourself to retract things. It's a really fucking stupid method. But like, I think that's what she's referring to, if I remember correctly, to the false striking shit. Because like, no one's doxing you. Like, unless you're being very disingenuous and saying that fucking this is doxing you. Oh, oh my god, oh. Sorry. Disgusting.
Collecting the docs information of creators you deemed as wronging you is disappointing and disgusting. You want to do the right thing? If not for the people you hurt, for your audience, then fuck off. Take care of your clearly messy mental state and get the help you need. Withdraw copyright strikes and show people that you're actually willing to take criticism and change.
Quantum TV? Oh my god. Dude, don't remind me of Quantum TV. That's so cucked, bro. It's over. It's so fucking over. How could you say that name around these parts? Fuck. Oh, yeah, Falgi also got a strike too. It's over for the West. It's so fucking over. God. But yeah, then there was like a short that Yen made that, like, you know, Beckett also, like, you know, promoted, like, because it showed a point. Okay? Showed a very fucking evil point. And who's pinging me? Who's pinging me? I'm gonna blame Spinling. I'm gonna say it's Spinling. Spinling fucking sucks. Spinling sucks. Oh, it's actually not even Spinling. Whoops. It's not Spinling. Still fuck him, dude. Fuck him. Fuck him. No, but okay. We're gonna watch this. So, Yen the Yan pointed out something in her YT short. Audio of KP's August draft is out, so I thought I'd make an edit so you could hear this in her own voice. KP's been crying about DA Games abusing legal threats to silence her, but she has no issue doing it herself. Pathetic, Lamau. Gulps.
And DA Games, they loved me. They sent me 3 legal requests, including 2 that they used dummy accounts to send me. Pause to read if you want to. And we can't forget DA Games trying to get me to sign an NDA to even look into the Chris behavior patterns. So they seem more focused in silencing the people that actually had criticism than addressing and correcting the actual criticism.
Oh, that's so fucked. No! KP, how could you? How could you? Fuck. Yeah, I know it is hypocritical. It's obvious, but that is hypocritical. Oh, dude, that's just so fucked though. Abusing legality to like silence critics though. That you cannot get more specific to a T. That's so rough. Sorry. I just can't, bro. Oh, dude, this is the woman doing it. This is the woman doing it. How could we? How could we? Fuck. Dude, how could we all fumble to this? Alright, actually, let me see how long have I been streaming. Am I in the mood to do the Barbie call? You know what? I am going to, because I am feeling a little drained, I'm going to leave it up to a poll. Okay? Alright. I'm going to leave it up to a poll. Okay. I know I say more yap now, but like that's just gonna happen regardless, Lamau. So, what's up, fellas? Alright, I left a poll. It's over for the West. It's over. Okay. Actually, before I actually get into like an insane yap, okay, I do want to see if this bitch has done anything. I'm not talking about KP. Just doing a quick little check. Just doing a little check. Okay. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay. She's running. Has IloveKimPossibleAlot done anything else? Probably not. I spelled it wrong. Okay. Yeah. Lol. Has she done literally anything else? No. She is not. It's the Barbie call that I'm just like lacking. Alright, we got 6 votes. Okay. Let's yap about Pokemon. Dude, your PFP's disgusting. True. True. It's over. It's so fucking over. Oh my god, Bizarrescape's live. Okay. Dude. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna fucking yap. Also, if you guys liked what you saw, you should, leave a subscribe and like up, dude. That would be very well appreciated. Share this stream with your friends. Dude. I am, wanting to do more gaming streams, though, just to be chilled. Because KP was a lot to look into. I think I fairly caught up with most of the general stuff. I haven't looked at like the thing Hidden given me because I'm not trying to get it striked for that. Maybe another stream I could look at it along with the Barbie call. So it's like the KP stuff is going to be a 2-parter anyways. But fuck. You know, you don't stream for 10 days, right? And it's like, fuck. 3 hours just starts to kill you. Dude, I'm not like in my Doodle Tones days, dude. Like, doing 6-hour streams just for the love of the game. It's over. Do you want to be a Barbie or a monster? Lio new video live in 90 minutes? That could wait. Dude. I went live too early, bro. Fuck. I don't know. I don't think I have the stamina to do more calls right now. Even like the Lio video, I have no idea how long that's gonna be. Oh, I'm at work, so I will be vibing, but I need to ask if you could pick one Pokemon to send to Walmart. Who would it be? Pick one Pokemon to send to a Walmart? Like, what, to work there? I think it'd be cool to see, like, Machamp at a Walmart. That'd be pretty sick. He's just casually just strolling. He's just like, oh. It's just, like, the most casual way ever. It's just like, oh, what's up? It's fucked. It's fucked up, dude. It's really fucked. Dude, finna drop some rage bait for KP. Yeah? Dude, you guys are fucked up, dude. Fucked up. How can you be such a cursed audience, bro? This is messed up, guys. Dude, fuck. Fuck. But I don't know. Dude. But yeah, definitely wanted to do more gaming streams. I definitely have some ideas. Because I think, like, just doing chill streams and just, like, talking lightly about the community shit while just, like, playing a game or whatever. Sounds like a cool, fun idea. But that'll be later. Probably also make more use of the membership thing. Just making it membership after.
Might be taking that idea from somewhere, but we don't know.
Haha. But yeah, essentially, I took a little bit of a break. Just because it was a lot, like, you know, recently. Just because it was a bit not stressful, that's not the right word. I just got, like, preoccupied, I guess. But, yeah, I do plan on, like, streaming a lot more often. So, yeah. Keep an eye out, dude. Keep an eye out. I got some videos in the works. Got some great stuff coming, dude. Got some great stuff coming. But yeah. I don't know. Cool stuff. Cool stuff happening. Fuck. Dude. Yeah, that'd be chill. Fuck the public swag. Yeah? Yeah, buddy? Dude. I gotta, like, you know, go on more neurotypical rants, dude. That'd be awesome. But yeah. You know what? I think it's only fair if I give the viewers to somebody else, man. I think I've been hogging everyone, dude. Who can I raid to, actually? Do I gotta... do we go to Vincent Martin? No. No. Don't do that. No. I guess I'll just send you guys to Marcus. It is what it is. Alright. You guys have, like, a wonderful night. I'm gonna take it easy. I'll catch you guys again soon, though. Have fun. See ya.